I'm Arthur Moats, and I'm here to tell you about my new book, The Moats Theory of Life. If you haven't picked up a copy yet, I strongly encourage you to. This book not only is a fun read, but it's a guide to helping you become a person of impact and inspiration. If you are ready to take the next step to improving not only your life, but those around you as well, go get a copy of The Moats Theory of Life, and it's available at moatstheory.com. What's up? It's the Arthur Moats Experience with Deke. I'm Arthur Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
What's up, bro?
Man, I know you got something you need to get off your chest.
What do you mean?
It was a report that came out by Fox Sports, one reporter.
I thought we were just gonna come in here and talk schedule.
Nah. I know how you feel, man. Listen, I was following the Corona Madden League, and I saw the quarterback controversy that's been brewing. And then I seen a report come out from, was it Jay Glazer, on a certain quarterback. And I said, you know what? There is one guy that I know for a fact has something to say, has something to get off his chest in regard to that report. I mean, do tell.
Well, I think everyone knows in Steeler Nation what happened. It was Jay Glazer. I think he's a Fox analyst.
Yeah. He's
out there. I don't know if he's switching companies or what. And he's all over. No, he's on The Athletic, actually. He used to be Fox, I think.
Okay.
He's out there. We know he's a football analyst. One of the big guys. One of the big guns in the industry. So he came out and said, actually, yeah, I do have a few things for this.
Here we go, Deke. All right.
Because there's just some things he's missing with his answer here. So someone prompted him with a question. I don't know if it was a Twitter question, an email question, some type of mailbag. They said, George F., actually, I feel like the Steelers are a real sleeper team this year. Their defense was really solid last year. It feels loaded. The offense suffered hard because of Ben's injury, but assuming he's back to even 85%, plus the fitness show they should be in a very competitive position. I don't know if this is grammatically correct. Anyway, so Glazer goes, first of all, let's not put the words fitness and Ben Roethlisberger together. They are allergic to each other. There's no fitness in Ben Roethlisberger. His idea of a great off-season workout program is doing one yoga session, playing golf, and drinking some beer.
Jeez. Is that all he said?
That's what he said. And then he goes, see, I didn't read the rest of this, to be honest with you. This is the first time I'm actually reading the rest of the paragraph. However, yes, what Mike Tomlin and Ben Roethlisberger have done there has been incredible. Tomlin has never had a losing season with the Steelers. I want fans of other cities to realize that. Never had a losing season since he's been with Pittsburgh. Despite injuries, and they're obviously not the most aggressive team when it comes to free agency, having Bell holding out AB situation, it's incredible. He's changed coordinators, gone through offensive coaches, defensive coordinators, but the dude has never had a losing season. Don't sleep on them. Okay. I didn't read the rest of that before.
So you feel it a little better?
No, not really still, because he brought up Tomlin. He was talking about Tomlin.
Together, though. He was speaking of both,
together, but he still ripped on Ben, especially with the whole fitness aspect. And he's discrediting the guy's question because he's bringing up the fitness element as like, all right, yeah, this is kind of like an extra caveat to the season. Yeah. Because we know Ben. That is not part of his necessarily regimen from what we know of. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but you're not having Ben as your quarterback for the off season or for his workout program. Right. You have Ben for wins, and Ben balls out when it's game time. That's what you have him for. So the question, he's saying, all right, if Ben just gets back to 85% of what he was, plus the fitness that's been going on in the offseason that we're seeing the videos, and in my opinion, he does look leaner despite other people saying he's not. It's just the beard that's masking that. Okay. So I think he brings up good points, and and Glazer just completely discredits those points and kind of pivots and says, just what Tomlin and Ben have done up to this point is great. So I
think y'all take it too personal, man.
It was funny. I mean, we texted about it. It is funny, but I mean, come on, man.
I think y'all just taking the whole. Anytime somebody says something about Ben way too personal, he just made some fun about the whole fitness element, because we have all joked about the fitness element when it comes to Big Ben and how each year going into training camp is like, is he in shape? Is he bigger Ben? Is he smaller Ben? But it's just Ben. We already know, man, when it comes down for time for him to win, he does what needs to be done. And Jay did get to that at the end part. He just started out a little heavy-handed. Very, very heavy-handed in the beginning.
Yeah, but like I said, it seemed like he was talking more about Tomlin, and he sprinkled Ben in a little bit there.
But you can't speak on Tomlin's success as a head coach without a direct correlation to Ben, because who's been Coach Tomlin's quarterback throughout his whole tenure here in Pittsburgh?
Right.
Like, but this is the longest he's been without Ben as quarterback was this past season when he got hurt. Was it 6 quarters into the season? Other than that, he's always had him. You know what I mean? And I think that element. So when you're speaking of his success, you're giving Ben a compliment as well.
Yeah, he just used that as like a safe argument though. Like, oh, these guys have been better than 8-8 all the time in the past, so I just expect that. But this guy brings up a good point in his question. That's all I'm saying. And he kind of discredits that, where that being a kind of a reason why they could be a sleeper.
All right, I'm with it, man.
I do think there is something to this new fitness here. I do think there is something to it.
I'm with it, bro. I think they're going to have a ton of success this year. That's what I'm excited about either way. Fitness or not, however y'all, because I feel like it's a lot that goes into the word fitness. Like, are we talking A.B. Le'Veon fitness? Are we talking some other people and what they consider to be fitness? You know what I mean? Everybody's different with their fitness, man.
It is all different.
It is perspective. I'm not opposed to it. As long as he produces, he could be 700 pounds. Exactly. Just go out here and ball out. That's all I care about.
At the end of the day, it was kind of a funny comment, but I didn't necessarily.
You laughed.
I did laugh.
We laughed together.
I did laugh. But
yeah, it's how to simmer on that thing. It was like, you know what?
How it comes off is like,
say that about my man's like that.
How it comes off is like, Ben's washed, or
no, he ain't going that far.
He's not balling. That's what it comes off as.
No, man, he ain't come on. He just simply made a rebuttal to the fitness part of it, but then he compliments Ben and Tomlin the rest of the statement, man.
Okay,
he does. Okay. He believes in 7. He said they're gonna win. He did say that.
He said they're a sleeper. He did say they're a sleeper.
He said he's on your team too, man.
I don't know. Put it a better way.
I wish Twitter would have been out with Jerome Bettis was playing. I wanted to hear if they would call him fitness and how they would say that.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
If you ball out, you ball out. Yeah. I don't care.
Because when you look at,
bring me some wins on Sunday.
You look at the bus didn't have the physique of L Bell. You know, you show L Bell, you got 3,000 abs on him. Like, Bussy never looked like that. But the Bus is going to produce. Bus a Hall of Famer.
Yep.
I wonder what they say the same thing. Oh, how's his fitness regime this offseason and things like that? You know, man, as long as you balling out, though, that's all that matters. That's how I look at it. And I think at the end of the article, Jay did hint to that, man. I just think he came in real heavy-handed at the beginning.
Steeler fans, we're sensitive right now, though. We're at a...
Especially when it comes to...
We're at a weird point right now. We just want to get to the season.
But get to the season and 7 has to produce. It can't be anything less than him being him, because then the doubt starts to come in. Like, all right, is this the last run? Like, is it over? Like, is this the swan song? Like, what's going on here? So I understand, man. That's why I'm staying over here. I don't want no problems, man. I know how y'all are right now.
There's a lot. There's a lot of tension.
Man, if somebody liked the wrong comment on Twitter about 7, man, it can start a whole riot. I've seen it.
Yep. No, definitely. We're very defensive right now. Very defensive.
Hey, but it's pure. That's the beauty of sports, though. Like, when you see diehard fans get like that, you respect it. You want it to be like, you'd rather be like that than the other way, where nobody cares. Everybody's just super nonchalant about it. Like, you can talk about our quarter. I don't care about him. Like, no, I like it.
Yeah, we're passionate.
Absolutely.
The cliche, fans short for fanatics. So what do you do?
This is true. It's very true.
It helps keep the industry, the NFL running.
Yeah. and speaking of fans and fanatics, I always love this time of year, because this is when schedules come out and you hear everybody say their team is going 16-0.
It is how I'm feeling. I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna try to dial it back.
Let's go.
I'm gonna try to dial it back for this.
No. no.
Because here's the thing. I'm scrolling through Twitter. I'm just trying to get a feel for, the pulse of things, how we like to put it. And I see some people putting a picture of the schedule, and then they have, here's my predictions, and they have win WWW or like a big W over the whole picture, and I'm like, that's me. Yes, I feel this way.
Yes.
But on the mic, I don't know if I could.
Well,
I don't want to just be that jackass.
Funny thing is this, man.
Although I have been up to this point for the most part.
But I'll say this, it is funny. Like, I remember this would have been my rookie year. The schedule had come out, and obviously in college, like, the schedule was already out ahead of time. You never really have that same type of hype about who you're playing, when you're playing them, prime time or not.
Right.
But in the NFL, like, I'm starting to see, okay, people are talking about this is like a big deal. And I started seeing people predicting wins and losses. I'm like, I've never done this in my life. So me being the naive rookie, I go to Chan, get it. I'm like, hey, Chan, yeah, man, schedule just came out. What you thinking, man? What we looking like? He's like, how would you look at me as a coach if I told you I think we're gonna go 11-4 or 11-5? Like, I think we're gonna lose a couple of games this year. I think this team's gonna be. He's like, you would look at me like I was crazy. He was like, so for us, we always think we're gonna win every game. And I was like, you're right, because if I ever walked into a stadium where I was like, yeah, we probably gonna get beat tonight, it wouldn't end well. You know, it's just how it is, like, in the sports world. So even though you feel like that as a fan or as fans, it's okay, because the athletes, we definitely, like, we have to have that same type of confidence, man.
Wow, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Yeah. So my feelings aren't unjustified, I guess.
Nah. I just find it funny because everybody 16, or you get the ones who want to be the hot takers.
15-1.
Stop it.
15-1's a little more catchy than 16-0.
I see the hot takers. Nah, man, 8-8, 9-7 best. This is a 10-win team. That's what I said. This is a 10-win team.
Well, there it is.
This is a 10-win team. I'm like, yo, y'all kill me, man. Are we really going to sit here and predict? Oh, I think they're going to lose to that team right there. Yeah, that's the one they're going to lose to. And then we do this every year. And the teams that, quote unquote, they should lose to are the teams that they beat. I mean, we was part of that multiple years. And then the team where you're like, oh, that team sucks. They should kill them. Then they lose to them. And it's not just the Steelers. No, because everybody tries to say, oh, that's a Tomlin loss. I hear that so much and it drives me. That's the Tomlin loss. You know how many times Bill Belichick's done lost to the Miami Dolphins in December and the Dolphins are trash? You know how many times we see the Jets beat the Patriots and the Patriots beat? It's like, it drives me nuts. Stop that. It's not just Coach T. Every team goes and has this. Shoot, when I was in Buffalo, I think we might have had 4 wins at this point in the season. We're playing against that same playoff Denver Broncos team that beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? With Tebow. You remember that, right?
Okay.
So literally 2 weeks prior to that game.
When was this? You said Buffalo?
Yeah, when I was in Buffalo, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, the 2011 season?
Yeah,
2010,
yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So we were trashed then because we started out hot, but we were just destroyed by injuries, right?
Okay.
But by then, Denver, they didn't got steamed. They're going. They already. I think they.
This was in the middle of the Tebow.
Yes. Like Tebow had just won 2 games back to back, and it's like the whole Tebow mania. Everybody's doing the kneeling.
So you're in the midst of
So they're coming into town. They're like, oh man, Buffalo has 4 wins. They about to blow us out. This is a playoff team. I want to say they either had already clinched or they were about to clinch if they beat us. No, we went in there and smacked them. It wasn't even close. And we're just like, yo, that's the NFL. But I'm sure they weren't saying, oh, that's a Tomlin loss to, I forgot who the coach was at the time. Was it Fox?
It might have been.
It might have been Fox.
I think it was.
Yeah, but they weren't saying that's a Fox loss then. No, it was just like, it happens. Like, this is the NFL. Everybody goes through that, man. I've been a part of some, I mean, here in Pittsburgh, you already see, man, we have some great teams, and then we'll get beat by a Jets team led by Mike Vick. I remember the Jets team. Yep. We saw 2 years ago when the Raiders beat the Steelers when Dobbs had to come in.
Why can't we win out there? Why?
I'm just saying, we've seen all of these things happen, but people are so quick to say, well, that's a Tomlin loss. And when I look at the schedule, I mean, even last night I was seeing it. They said, oh, man, Cincinnati in December. That might be a Tomlin one. Oh, Jacksonville.
Wait, people already predicted that.
Yeah. Jacksonville week. Oh, man, that's sounds like a Tomlin loss to me. Just sounds like a Tomlin. I'm like, bro, what are we talking about here? Like, cut it out. Every team deals with this stuff. Every team. It's the NFL. The best of the best play these games. Every game is going to be close. Think about this. Even the teams that are quote unquote bums and we're supposed to go in there and blow out. How many 3-score games have you seen where a team beats them by 21, 28 points? Just think about it. Off the top of your head. It's rare. It does not happen. You see 3 points, 7 points, 10 points. You win by 2 scores. You blew that team out.
Yeah.
Like, that's the NFL. You won by 40. That's a blowout. It's not like college where you're going to beat a team by 30 or 40. Like, you see Alabama put 70 on the team. Like, that's not the NFL. So if you understand that, you can't get crazy when the team drops one. It's going to be close. The margin of error is so small, man.
Yeah. It's stringing the losses in a row that really hurts. Because, all right, so let's say, for instance, what year was it? I can't remember, but we'll just use, for instance, we play the Patriots one year and we have like that Bucs game that we lost. Let's just say, I don't know if those two things happen at the same time. Let's say we lose to the Bucs though. This is when they were bad. Obviously not when they have Brady. And we lose to the Bucs and we beat the Patriots. It kind of all equals out though. Yeah. Do you get what I mean? Where probably most people are predicting we're going to lose to the Patriots.
Right, and beat the Bucs, yeah.
All right, you're still at your prediction for the season. That number equals out.
Yeah, the biggest
I like
thing
to batch the games. And
stacking, you have to stack them. That's what, I mean, any professional athlete will tell you, it's all about stacking those wins on top of each other. When you're able, I mean, you break each the season down in quarters, right? 4 games, 4 games, 4 games, 4 games. That's how you do it. And you just try to stack as many wins. As long as you go 3-1 every quarter, you're going to be fine. 3-1 every quarter, you're fine. Even if you go at worst 2-2 in a quarter, you're fine. You just can't lose any quarters. Can't have any 1-3s. You can't have any 0-4s in any quarters because that'll kill your season. You know what I mean? When you think about losing 4 or 5 games in a short span like that. But other than that, as long as you stack together a couple of positive performances, who cares if you drop one? Every team drop ones. You realize it's only how many teams have had an undefeated season in the
NFL? 2.
Undefeated whole season.
Postseason.
It's just one. And it's only how many teams have had an undefeated regular season?
2.
That's the 2. Okay. So with that being said, it's safe to assume that, hey, you're going to lose at some point in the season. It happens. The biggest thing is to make sure you stack more wins than you are losing, man, and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I never understood when this whole Tomlin label comes in for a team to lose a game. I'm like, man, you can win 11 games, you drop one in December, that's a Tomlin loss. Like, what are we talking about? Okay, stop it.
Yeah. And I guess my point, it kind of plays into what you're saying here. I think predicting a record is more justified than predicting game by game.
Wins and losses,
then,
right.
You have your record, and then you say, I would take out of these 5 or 6 teams we're playing, maybe we're going to split those games. And then for the Ravens or Browns, maybe we split one of those. Right. That's why I think this is going to be our record.
Correct.
As opposed to game by game.
But it drives me nuts. I'm like, if we really sat here and looked at this guy, like, Cleveland, win.
We
Colts,
can
win.
do that.
Cincy, win. Buffalo, win. Like, you go you look on any social media out there right now. If you are a fan of a certain team, 16-0. You're winning the Super Bowl this year. Even though nobody's even touched the field yet, we don't know who's good right now, who's not good, who worked out this offseason, who didn't work out this offseason. We don't know anything right now. And we've seen some guys come in and look great one year and look absolutely trash the next year. We've seen guys look trash one year and then look great the next year. We've seen that as well. It just kills me, man. It makes me laugh inside, bro.
That's what you're saying. No one knows anything.
There we go. We know that much at least.
All right. Do we want to? Give us our, saying all that. Do we want to break down our predictions?
16-0. I'm going 16-0. I'm just throwing it out there. But I was gonna actually. What's your prediction, man? Where you going, man?
Of what record wise?
Yeah, what you got, man? I'm 16-0.
It's early, dude. It's early.
So
it's early.
You're supposed to make them periodically. Like, you make one when the schedule first comes out.
Okay, yeah.
Then you make it again once training camp is over. Then you revise it midway through.
Yeah, because when was the first time we gave our predictions? It was whenever the odds came out, I think.
So.
For the season.
Yeah.
And I said 12-4, 13-3.
And then we did another one, the week before the season actually started, like right after the preseason.
Oh, last year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I remember that. That was the whole 15-1 thing.
Yeah, so I'm going 16-0, man. I just don't see anybody up here that can hang with the team, man.
You're 16-0. Are we flipping roles here?
I'm just,
I'm not gonna knock it.
In fact,
I like that.
I don't even want to say 16-0. In fact, I think they're gonna be 21-0. Actually, no, not even 21-0. Probably, let's see, let me do some more math on that. Probably looking at 25-0 because I'm factoring in the fact they're going to go undefeated in the preseason.
Okay.
Plus the Hall of Fame game.
We could toss some preseason ones.
Nah, man. We're sending a message. You got to win them all. So we're going to win all the preseason games. get the bye because you're only one team's getting the bye, and then we're gonna go ahead and run that, and then we probably, the only game we're gonna lose is the Pro Bowl because our players are gonna have to pull out. That's it. Yeah. That's why
that wouldn't necessarily be us losing the Pro Bowl.
No, because we're going to have the most people represented in the game, so that's why.
We'll feel like we're the leaders of the team.
Absolutely.
Even though we're not playing.
Yeah. And we're going to have 22 Pro Bowlers. Actually, no. Actually, it's going to be 25 because I got to factor in our specialists
Special teams, Boswell.
Yeah.
Who else would get in then? For special teams, Boswell, and then the punter.
Yeah, Barry, he's going to be in, and then...
long snapper?
Sure, why not, man? He's getting in there, too.
Somebody got long snap the ball.
Yeah,
okay.
man.
All right, that works for me.
So... that's just how I feel about it, man.
Interesting. I'm not going to argue that. I'm just saying, I like it. I
mean, how can I sit here and say that this Giants team with Danny Dimes to start the season out on Monday Night Football the road? I mean, not to mention what the 6th season in a row now where they're starting out on the road. Like, this is crazy. But how can I think that we're going to lose that game? Big Ben in, not New York City, in New Jersey?
It's on the road. I didn't even check if it was on the road or how.
Yeah, it's on the road. Yeah, big city, bright lights.
That's prime time.
Season out, man. Like Monday Night Football, the real Monday night, not the 10 o'clock start game. Nobody watches the 10 o'clock start game. ESPN, y'all need to cut it.
Come on,
I'm not watching it. All right, and if you look at the stats, a lot of people don't watch that 10 o'clock game. It's too late. On the East Coast, it's starting at 10 o'clock. Man, you're not getting done with that game till 2, 3 in the morning.
I told you, I'm watching every game this year.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold you to that too, man.
So there's going to be a game for the 1 o'clock, the 4 o'clock. Well, I got 2 TVs in my room now, so I might have multiple games on.
Big time.
And then whatever I miss, I'm going to go back the next day. I got Game Pass.
Shout out to the Game Pass.
So I'm going to watch every game this year.
I like it, man. I like it.
No, I wanted to say, I don't want this to be too much of a side note, but speaking of Danny Dimes, I wanted to bring this up, dude. Because I posted our conversation on TikTok. It was a quick 10-second snippet of me saying, if Danny Dimes was in the 2020 class, knowing what we know now, I didn't say that, but insinuating, knowing what we know now,
he would be the number 1 overall. Yeah.
Dude, people are arguing with that. The majority is saying, you're crazy. Burrow is the best prospect since Luck. Tua would be drafted over him. Some are even saying Herbert.
I saw.
What am I missing there?
You know how it is, man. They're living in the moment.
What am I missing? Because obviously we talked about Burrow versus Tua, and I said I'd take Burrow, you take Tua. But then when it comes down to Daniel Jones, and I would even say Kyler Murray, I think the argument would be, would you want Kyler Murray or Jones?
Yeah.
But if either one of those came into the draft right now,
I feel like either one would be the number 1 overall pick, in my opinion, and your opinion as well.
Wait, what's the argument? I don't get it.
But this is the thing. I think people right now, you know how it is when a prospect is coming out, everybody's like enamored with him. And they're saying, oh, this has to be the best thing. He's going to be the next who. And then a season happens, 2 seasons happens, 3 seasons happens. Then it's like, oh, yeah, we ain't say that for real, man. We're talking about this new prospect. He's the guy. Like, that's just how it is. People are prisoners of the moment. And the thing they always fall back to is what? He had the greatest college season in the history of the NCAA. You look at the touchdowns. You look at the passing yards. I mean, that's what they all say. And I'm like, yeah, you look at how many of those guys are going to the NFL.
Well, I like that in terms. I like that in terms of the intangibles for him, but in terms of a prospect, is there any argument that Daniel Jones is just a better prospect and has better throwing ability than Burrow?
For me, I'm agreeing with you. I don't have an issue with that. That's why I don't understand.
He proved he can play well his rookie year, 24 touchdowns and 12 starts.
Then I saw people say, well, if that's the case, then we could just say anybody that's played a game in the NFL is better than any prospect. And I'm like, that's not the same. That's not apples to apples right now.
No, because as a prospect still, Jones and Murray are great prospects still. Absolutely. And they've already proved they can play well in the NFL. We just simply don't know if Burrow or Tua are going to play good in the NFL. And that's all. That's all I'm at. It's just taking the risk out of it.
And my thing is, I don't feel that Joe Burrow as a prospect right now overshadows what we know in Daniel Jones. I think that's the difference. Like, if we're saying Joe Burrow right now versus Duck Hodges, for example, you could say, okay, Joe as a prospect, we feel has proven that he is equal to or better than what we've seen in Duck Hodges right now. That's a different case.
Yeah.
But with Daniel Jones, we saw the success that he had. So that's why, like, to me, I'm like, you're crazy. I don't see what the argument is here. You know what I mean?
I really don't. See, another example would be Minshew then. I would take Burrow over Minshew. I think there's more potential with Burrow than Minshew. But
and I would take Burrow over, what's the K? Cal Allen. The one who was on.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. So like same concept for me. Like, even though we've seen Cal in the NFL, we've seen him have success, quote unquote, in the NFL. We still know that Joe Burrow is a better player just by watching Joe compared to what we've seen in Cal Allen. Like, when I look at the two, I'm like, okay, that pops. That's that. I like this more. I think he can do more. With Daniel Jones, I'm like, no, I'm not about to say Joe Burrow.
He proved it and got the pop and
he
the
did
potential.
both. Yes.
Yeah. I just wanted to hear your thoughts on that because I posted that and people were going wild. I'm like, what am I missing here?
But then again, though,
because whenever I brought it up, we were just like, all right, let's move on.
But you know, the thing too is your followers are a little different. We've had this conversation.
What do you mean? They're more like me.
You've grown a lot in these past, months we've been together. That's all I'm saying. Whereas not everybody has had the same opportunity to grow in terms of their perspective and evaluations. That's all I'm saying, man.
Okay. I don't want to discount my followers.
I'm not either. I'm just throwing it out there. I mean, we talk about sometimes, like, we'll have a conversation going on about quarterbacks, just in general, quarterbacks.
I have blind spots, but I admit that.
And you could post something, and a large portion of your followers will go down that blind path with you. That's all I'm saying. All right. So you can't be, offended by them.
I'm not offended. I'm one of them. It's fun. I like the debate aspect. I definitely do. I gotta bring all the ammo I can. That's why I'm getting your opinion, a former pro player. So I got even more ammo to come back at them. I mean, if we want to keep this debate going in the offseason here, if I want to post something again about Daniel Jones, I got more ammo now.
Yeah, that's it, man. You're good. How'd you feel about the primetime games, man? I saw the
dude. That was surprising to me. Only 4, not 5. Yes, especially
the same amount of primetime games as the Buffalo Bills.
I saw that too.
Yeah, man.
How many do the Bills have at home? Because we have 3 on the road.
They have 2 or 3 at home. In fact, they host one of ours. They hosted us.
Ours is gonna be on the road up there.
Yeah, they host.
We got to be going to that one, right? That one will be wild.
It's gonna be nuts, bro.
That one will be wild.
Nuts. Like,
I'm gonna bring
insane. Bro.
I'm gonna bring some heat for them too.
Yeah, it's gonna be insane, bro. Trust me. Like, insane.
That would be crazy. I was definitely surprised though. Steeler brand.
Yeah.
All the storylines with this team for this year.
Yeah. I
don't know why we wouldn't have 5. It's just confusing to me. I mean, it's whatever. We're still going to win all of our games or the games we need to win.
Yeah. Well, it was funny at first when I saw the 4. I was like, you know what? Maybe they changed, because I remember when, like, I was playing here, obviously every year they would tell us they capped the games that you can only have 5 scheduled primetime games. We're always at 5, but we knew we were going to get flex for another 1 or 2.
To make it 6.
Yeah, like I feel like we would always get like that flex at the end. We knew we were going to get an additional, and then we didn't even count the 425s, but on the East Coast, so 425 is still the national.
We got a lot of ones right off the bat.
Yes, and that was that. When I saw that, I said that reminded me of like when I played with the Bills. When we played with the Bills,
I don't like that.
Every 1:00 game except the mandatory Thursday night game, and we'd always say like, man, this feels disrespectful, but at the same time, like, that's not the primetime slot. You got to earn it, and that was just how it is. So when I saw it, I was like, whew.
We've earned it. We've earned it as a brand, as a team.
Yeah, that's rough.
The star-studded players.
Yeah. And then I said, you know what? Maybe they changed the rule so you can only have 4 scheduled primetime games. And then I saw the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
They have 5, yeah.
They got 5.
Not surprising.
I was like, oof. All right, interesting.
Obviously, the Steelers brand is bigger than the Bucs, but their stories.
Is the Steelers brand bigger than Brady? Because that's kind of what I feel like it is right now.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, Brady, that's the only reason why those prime. You realize the Bucs, they said through the past 15 seasons, I think it is, the Bucs have only had maybe 5 or 6 like primetime. I think only 5 primetime games in the past 15 years. And then this year, Brady comes and they have 5.
The question is Brady on a new team bigger than the Steelers? Because if it was Brady and the Patriots,
they were going to get 5 anyways, though.
But I don't think that draws more interest than just the Steelers as a brand being on Monday night. But now Brady, new team.
Is that bigger than the Steelers brand?
I don't know. We'll have to check.
We'll have to
check the numbers. I'll tell you this. I'm definitely watching. So
I am too. Listen, you said you can watch every game this year. I'm not going to lie to you. I know the 2 games I'll be watching weekly. Well, I usually watch 3 games. Steelers, Bills, and I'm gonna watch obviously Brady and the Bucks now.
Okay. Yeah. What was it in the past? I mean, Cowboys. Though. Weren't you watching the Cowboys?
I would watch them, but not like how I watch the Bills and the Steelers. Like I would watch Steelers and Bills. Like
you wouldn't have a third team or guy you would be tuning into. This is gonna be the first year.
Nah, this would be the first one. Yeah. Okay. Like I was still obviously gotta be aware of everything just because of like the profession we're in. But for me, it was like the two that I'm guaranteed I'm gonna watch. It's gonna be those two, the Steelers and Bills.
Okay.
Like every time.
Okay. Yeah. So that's the question. He is a big draw. I'm just gonna put it out there. I didn't even check. Was there other teams with 5 games?
It was only one other team. I forgot who it was though. It might have been the Saints.
Saints, jeez, oh man.
Is it the Saints? I think it's the Saints because it was only Brady. No, matter of fact, I'm pulling up.
Okay. Chiefs. It should be the Chiefs then. If it's another team.
No, because I think it's multiple teams.
I apologize for asking. I should just.
Oh, you're good, bro. Yeah.
I was curious though because I didn't look at that. I just knew we were the only team or not the only team. We had 4 instead of 5.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing that popped in. I was like, whoa, what do we have here?
You know, it is what it is, man. I definitely don't like the 1:00 games though. I'm a big fan of 4:25 and the 8:00 Sunday night games. Monday nights are good too. I love the
Chiefs
build
have
up.
5.
I just love the build up.
Okay. Saints have 4, but they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 4:25 games.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is like the primetime B slot, pretty much. Like any of those 4:00 games is like the because it's the national televised like game instead of the 1:00. 1:00 games. Everybody has 1:00 games, but only 2 or 3 of them are the national CBS or national Fox one or whatever.
Maybe there's something to be said for. See, I don't know how many teams had 5 games in the past. Like if 2's a low number versus usually it's 4 or 5. But maybe what could be said there is there's more teams that are in the mix and more teams that have storylines that are worth giving that shot. I don't know. I mean, you got Burrow and like some of the bad teams, you're still interested in some of their storylines.
Well, I mean, a ton of storyline. I think this is one of those years where everybody gets a chance to really be excited about everybody we're going to see. I mean, even when you think of the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl, the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl is still a different feeling in terms of viewership than when the Patriots were winning. When the Patriots were winning it, you would just kind of be like, man, I don't want to see that again. You already know what it is. Whereas with the Chiefs, because they're the new kids, it's like, okay, can they potentially walk into that new realm of, can they go back to back? Can they win another one? Even when Russell Wilson and those guys won in Seattle, it was like, all right, they won one. Oh, can they do it again? It was still like that excitement around it. Whereas with the Patriots, because they were always either in the Super Bowl or winning the Super Bowl in such a short span, it just kind of became, I don't want to say watered down, but it just didn't have that same type of allure with it when you watch them.
Yeah, I think that just goes to show how impressive that run is.
Crazy.
Because you look at
Alabama.
Because you look at us. I mean, we went to 3 Super Bowls within the span of 5 or 6 years. We won 2 of them. Even the Saints, they only have 1.
Yeah.
I mean, have they been to 2? Am I missing something?
Super Bowls?
Yeah. No, they've only been to 1. They've been close these last few years. And then Packers, even having their stretch, they only have 1.
Yeah.
Seattle, they've been to 2 in their little 4 or 5 year window. Even though they're rejuvenated now.
Back though.
What?
I said they're the 2 they went.
But they only won 1. Like you just think even the 49ers, whenever they had Kaepernick, they had a 2-3 year stretch. Yeah. You think that's gonna last for how long? Shit. It doesn't last. I mean, for us to get 3 Super Bowls within a 5-6 year run, that's pretty impressive.
Well, anytime you win multiple Super Bowls in a short span, it's crazy.
But then Patriots have 6 over 20 years.
Right. Which is
they've been to what, 9?
Yeah.
I think it's been to 9. And they've lost 3 of them. Yeah.
Nuts.
Jeez, oh man. That hurts, man. That hurts.
Nuts.
But it goes to your point of this is like a new year, a new era, and it's just exciting.
There's so much uncertainty around the league. Like, even with the Chiefs, quote unquote, as the favorites, it still doesn't feel...
No one's really feeling like, all right, it's the lock. They're going to make the AFC
Whereas, like,
Championship.
when it was the Patriots in Brady all together, you were kind of like, all right, they're going to be in that mix.
The AFC Championship and probably home field advantage.
Yeah, like, you just kind of would lock it up and just, that's going to happen. Whereas now you don't feel, I mean, the AFC East is wide open. Even the NFC South is wide open.
AFC East is wide open.
Yeah, AFC East is wide open. Bills fans, they feel like they should be the front runners. And when you look on paper, they should. But even when you look at the NFC South, you're like, all right. it's not a clear cut who's going to take over that right now and who's going to win it, man.
You don't see the Saints and Bucks as the top two. Like there's tiers.
No, I said who is the clear cut going to win it? Not tiers, like who's gonna win it. Like I look at it, right. The same with like us in Baltimore. It's no clear cut like who's gonna win it. Yeah,
it's gonna be a battle.
That's what I'm saying. Whereas like in the AFC East, like you could look at the Bills and say, okay, they're more favorable to have that. You look at the Chiefs and it's like they're still more favorable to have that. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm saying in that department.
Yeah, and AFC West, even we mentioned Chiefs. Broncos are kind of loading up here, although I'm still picking the Chiefs for sure.
Just because the quarterback play, man. I think that's the difference. But you look at the NFC West. And the same concept. It's kind of like, all right.
Will Rams rebound?
Yeah.
49ers are solid. Seahawks.
They're all, like, it's...
Cardinals trying to emerge
tight
here.
That is, right? Yeah.
Man, Cardinals might get the short end of the stick here, just with Kingsbury's run. Like these teams that are in the NFC West.
Oh, man. I mean, he did turn it around for them from, what they had that first year with, I'm drawing a blank on that coach's name, but he's over in Cleveland now. Gosh, Wilkes.
Okay.
Yeah. So from his 1 year run to what Kingsbury did, a lot of the same pieces. Obviously, they changed the quarterback, which is the biggest element of it. But now we're going to see what.
That's a tough division, though.
It is.
Like if he gets fired after 2-3 years for going 5-11, 6-10, or 7-9.
See, I don't think he will, though. Honestly, man, I think Kingsbury's going to have at least 3 years out there.
At least 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this year and then another one at least.
Just because
is that enough time though?
Traditionally, it's not, but I'm saying he's going to have 3 years. And if you look at the success he had in year 1, 3 years, I feel like is enough time to evaluate if a coach can be effective or not.
Yeah.
Number one was getting his quarterback. So that excuse is gone now. You have your quarterback. Now you look at some of the pieces that they've acquired. So it's like, hey, man, they are having enough. But obviously, for argument's sake, if you're him and you have a bad season, you could throw it on this whole COVID-19, not having enough. No, seriously, I mean,
anyone can.
Yeah, because hey, I don't have a chance to go through and implement my offense or in my defense and the upgrades we're trying to do. Like all of that plays into it. So I mean, it's a built-in excuse for everybody right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Like if Ben were to come out and be rusty, he could say, "Hey, man, I'm not gonna lie, the lack of OTAs, the lack of training camp, it kind of hurt me." And people would be like, "You're right."
Nah, Ben's not like that. He'll take ownership. He'll own it. I just wasn't there this game. That's all. Kind of like the Jaguars game, the 5 picks. He was like, you know what? You guys think I'm done? All right, I think I'm done too. I mean, whatever. I'll prove you wrong. And he did. He balled out the rest of that season.
Yeah, man. So when we look at these primetime games.
All right, go ahead. Wait.
No, man, but I do think, like I said, Kingsbury, he's gonna have some time though, man.
Well, he just seems more interesting as a coach than all the other ones. I don't know if it's because he's got the Ryan Gosling effect, or I think it's more or less that system that he's trying to run, where he's going all in.
Yeah,
I don't know, but that's the thing. Are we just gonna completely disregard other coaches and say just because their system isn't as elaborate and
but it's not
out
that
there
the system's elaborate.
Kingsbury?
It's just the college system, and he had the hype around.
It's all branding.
That's it.
It's all branding.
And for me, I always get a little mad because I'm like, I feel like they branded Kingsbury a lot better than what they did Wilkes. But at the same time, I mean, Wilkes had to deal with a GM who was locked up while he was out there when he first got out there. So that kind of plays into it as well, man.
No one hears about that. That's the first time I heard that.
Yeah, the GM, he got the DUI. Like I said, for me, the GM didn't even sign me. It was the intern GM that brought me out there.
Okay.
So this is a whole different dynamic, a lot going on. He didn't have his full staff. He had some guys from the other staff out there with him, whereas Kingsbury got like the full, hey, customize your car. Whereas with Wilkes, it was kind of like, this is the car. Yeah, you can change the interior, but this is the car you're driving.
Yeah, you got a raw deal.
Yeah. And then it was like when it done on top of it, you're like, yo, this is nuts.
Okay, do we want to get back to the Steelers?
Yeah,
is there any other interesting caveats you found with it?
Well, first off, man, when I'm just looking at the schedule, I do like some of these road trips, though, man. When you look at some of these games in terms of Tennessee,
they waiting for us.
Jacksonville, Tennessee, Dallas, and Buffalo. I think those were the big ones that like popped out to me, though, in terms of atmosphere, in terms of just fun places that seem like, man, you would enjoy being there. You know what I mean? You catch my drift?
No, 100%.
No,
those are some good spots. You know what kind of surprised me is what was I gonna say? Oh, here it is. I got it. All right. It came back to me. Okay, so people that whenever the schedule came out, they point to the Steelers having the second easiest schedule, and almost as like this is new news. No, it's funny to me. It's like the schedule comes out.
Yeah.
Second easiest schedule and this and that.
Well, we already know the teams they were going to play.
We knew the teams for so long. So that's not new news. Right. That was something I found funny.
That is funny you said that. I have noticed that as well. Like, it's not, the teams didn't change. It's just now we know when you're playing each person. Now, my question to you is how you feel about the Steelers having the Hall of Fame game? Like having to plan that. What's your thoughts on it, man?
I think it was needed just due to us having 3 Hall of Famers. Do you think that had something to do with it?
I mean, personally, I don't care why. I just hate the Hall of Fame.
Really?
Yeah. First,
just an extra game.
It's an extra game. I mean, you remember that year we lost our kicker in that game, and then
Squeeze
from there, it went downhill quick in terms of trying to find a kicker. We went through, I think, 3 or 4 hours, so we know the
ended up righting the ship.
At the end, but it still hurt us. It hurt us a lot, you know.
Yeah, Patriots game and Ravens game for sure.
Yeah. So I think of that, man. Also, I mean, from a player standpoint, you got to come to training camp earlier, stay a lot longer. That element does suck, but I do think the only, I guess, silver lining I can see this year is obviously with a condensed offseason, right? Anticipating no OTAs, a condensed version of training camp. At least with that 5th preseason game, you're getting more chance to get game reps. For the guys who think about a Big Ben who's coming back from an injury, not playing at all last season outside of 6 quarters, he gets a chance to get game reps before it actually counts in terms of the regular season. You think of some of the younger guys, the Chase Claypools, the Alex Highsmiths, those type of guys, they get a chance to get up to speed a little bit better and still get those game-like reps that you can't really simulate or imitate in practice either. So I think that's a benefit of it, but the game itself, I freaking hate it. I'm not going to lie to you. I hate it.
Man, is there something about the actual game?
Yeah, no one likes the preseason. It sucks.
Okay.
You play, you take the same risk. In fact, it's worse because like your coaches don't treat you like in the regular season, for example, you know, you got Monday off, Tuesday off, right? Or you come in Monday for meetings, a little workout, but 2 days, no practice. Wednesday, Thursday is going to be your hard practice. Friday is a half, you know, in terms of the amount of time on the field is very condensed. Fast Fridays and then Saturdays a walkthrough, game on Sunday. In the preseason, if your game is Sunday, Monday, whatever day it is, you're going to have padded practices leading up to that game. You'll probably have a pad. I remember in Pittsburgh, I forgot what year it was. We had a padded, we were playing, I forgot where we were playing at. We literally had a padded practice in the morning. The day we were supposed to fly out, flew out, and they had the game that next night. A padded practice the day before the game. Like, that's crazy. That's what you get in training camp, though. So when you add that 5th game, that's what you're getting. You're getting more of that jankiness that goes along with it. It sucks. You hate it. And, I mean, Coach Tom, this is his whole thought process, though. He's like, I want to beat you up. I want to make you feel like absolute crap. I want to push you to your physical and mental limits in training camp. So that way, when it's November, December, when everybody's feeling like that, you've already have been there. You're more comfortable with it. Great logic. It still sucks to do. Okay. So that's why when I see that 5th preseason, I'm like, oh God, shoot me in the head. It's crazy. It sucks. That's my whole thought process.
We typically do have some nice runs in December. Although this last year, yeah. But that just comes down to players.
Yeah, but typically, like that's the reason why, though, because like
Makes
everybody,
sense.
I mean, your body starts to break down just naturally throughout the course of a year.
It's like hardening it up.
Right. So mentally, when you know how far you can go, or you've already been operating for so many weeks now of, man, I've been hurt. This has been jacked up. My back been thrown. I mean, like, I'm so used to it now, I'm numb to it. Whereas everybody else, they're kind of getting to it like, yo, what is this feeling? Like, this is crazy right now.
Yeah.
And you see it in some of those games, especially late in the year. So the method does work, but I'm just telling you, it sucks to go through.
I'm sure.
So when you talk about, hey, you don't like the Hall of Fame? No, heck no. What? Why? No, it sucks.
Yeah, I'm sure as a player, an extra game isn't something you're, especially preseason.
And when it's preseason, you got to think also from a money standpoint. We tell people you're working for less than minimum wage. Like general population minimum wage, you're working for less than that.
What?
Yes.
As a player for preseason?
Yes. Preseason,
wait, yeah, when do your I guess your contract starts to kick in and what you're getting paid?
You get your contract money, you know, as soon as you come back, like doing OTAs and stuff, right? But the difference is this. So in OTAs, you'll get at the time when I was playing, you would get we would get $500 a week during OTAs, right? Workouts to practice and stuff like that. Not mandatory, but you had to show up to it. Training camp, right?
I mean, how many hours you putting in then?
During OTAs?
Yeah.
Mandatory, or the amount you can have is 2 hours. I think is what 2 hours on the field, an hour in the meeting room. Like that's what it's supposed to be. But you know how it works.
That's per day.
Per day. That's how it's supposed to be.
500 divided by that.
But that's what it's supposed to be. But we know how it works. It's not that.
Either way, that's not lucrative at all.
So then you get to training camp though, and this was actually after I signed my extension. Because during training camp, everybody's capped at the same. So it's like your rookies. If you're a rookie or you've had X amount of years in the league, you're going to get $500 a week. If you are at a certain amount of years, you'll get, I think, $1,200 a week. But when you look at the amount of hours you put in training camp, I mean, the hours you put in training camp, I feel like are almost double what you would put in during the regular season. Just because you're not even allowed to leave. You have to stay out there. You're always in meetings, the practices, the walkthroughs, everything associated with it. And it's all mandatory then. Yeah. So when you look at the amount of time you're putting in, the amount that you're putting your body through on top of that, you only get, like I said, $20 a week. You're like, dude, this man, I can go work. I go to Walmart, man, work in the back, stacking these boxes, baby. I'm going to clear more than that. Like, it's the only thing, man. So it sucks.
Yeah, short term. I mean, long term it pays off, though, right?
Absolutely. Well, for the guys who make it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of an experience, though.
Yeah, for the guys who make it. Yeah.
You're trying to make it's your dream though. You're trying to make it.
For the guys who make it. Hey.
It's not the money that's motivating you at that point though, right? For the guys that are trying to make it.
Why are you trying to make it?
You want kind of the lifestyle. You obviously want the money, but you're thinking long term with the money. That short term money of trying to make it, that's not in your mind. You're trying to make long term.
You know you still got bills to pay, right?
Yeah, there's that. I mean,
I was just wondering. Just checking.
Okay, it's a good point to bring up. But
yeah, I can assure you, man, that the rent don't take a pause during training camp.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. I mean, I'm not going to completely knock that and say, you shouldn't care about that. But I do think players that are trying to make, they're thinking long term.
Hey, listen, man. I'm not asking for players that have sympathy at all. I just say it because I've been in this situation.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not about to sit here and ask a fan or any person that's not in the athletic, like the professional athlete world, to even try to fathom that, because they just see contract once you make it. But I've seen countless hundreds, thousands of guys who haven't made it, and I knew what that grind feels like. It sucks.
This is a whole other discussion, because this was brought up. I was talking to a family member, and they're ripping on athletes, and man, I can't believe they're getting paid this much, this and that. It's the market, dude.
Yeah,
it's the market. And then you even bring up another aspect or perspective of it, of how many players go through the ringer and people trying to get to that point and to be the cream of the crop. You deserve that money because it's the market. It's the market. And you've lasted that long. So
it's no different than entertainers. When you look at a comedian go out there and make millions of dollars, go out there, man, because it's market demands.
Well, there's that. And think of comedians, though. You have to spend probably 5-10 years making nothing. And you're grinding. Yeah. And how many people have we had on whenever we talk about
even the
NFL journeys where, all right, this is my welcome to the NFL moment. This and this happened, and I question myself. Do I really want this? Do I really want this?
Absolutely, man.
I'm sure comedians go through that. Other entertainers where you're just like, how bad do I really want this?
You hear some of them guys talk about, man, they were homeless. They were sleeping in their car. They couldn't find anywhere to eat. Like, it's a real life thing, man. It is what it is, though.
Yeah.
Hey, I like it. How do we get down this path, man? We're supposed to be talking about how terrible training camp is, and now we over here talking about money.
You could blame me. Interesting combo, though.
It is, though.
Interesting combo. Do we want to stay on Hall of Fame game? Do we want to get into the actual opponents for the season and just kind of break down? I know you said 16-0.
Yeah, I'm 16-0, baby.
So I guess you don't really have to tell me why you have certain losses happening at all.
Yeah.
But I mean,
what did you predict?
I'm sticking with 12-4, 13-3.
Okay.
And my logic is, I can't believe this. My logic is, there's games that I have as gimmies. I would say.
We just talked about. I love it. Let's do it.
No, like I said, my thing is batches. I got it in batches. Here's my gimme games in a batch, and then here's the questionable games, and here's ones I think will split, so this equals this record.
All right, well, I'll call the game on. We can go from there. All right, so starting out, New York Giants, Monday Night Football.
Wait, so you're sticking with 16-0?
Yeah.
You're saying all gimmies?
Yeah. All right, so New York Giants.
I can't believe this rule reversal here. Giants, I'm going to say a gimme on this one.
Give me Saquon Barkley, Daniel Jones.
They don't have the weapons. Even though we just
first game back.
Even though we just pumped up Daniel Jones, they don't have the weapons.
You're not worried about no offseason rush from 7, being that we don't have an offseason right now?
New York, Primetime.
Okay.
Ben's going to show up.
All right. Okay.
He's going to show up.
All right. I like it. You ain't got to sell it to me.
So that's a gimme. Just in terms of the team, I don't think the Giants are there yet.
See, I feel like the Giants aren't there. I think defensively we take full advantage of Daniel Jones.
Oh, so you're with me?
Yeah, but you're saying more so you think that – are you saying you think that the offense is going to just dominate? Like, for me, I look at it like –
it's going to be a good team win.
I think defense definitely carries us these first couple of games because you're not getting the full offseason for Ben to get back to, like, normal 7. And that's my thing. I think it's going to take a couple of games for him to get up to speed. With that being said, though, I think our defense, it's a lot easier to come out and just play defense without having the practice reps with each other. Whereas on offense, it's so much with your timing. It's so much with the communication, knowing where you're supposed to be. You have to also remember that you're trying to implement a young guy and Chase Claypool as well into that offense. It's going to take some time for him to get up to speed. You're going to have new offensive linemen out there as well. That could take some time to get up to speed too. But for me, man, I don't think that the Giants, in terms of Daniel Jones, I don't think he has enough to beat the Steelers defense. And I think they're going to force some turnovers.
Yeah, I forgot about our defense too.
Yeah, they're going to force some turnovers. And also, if I had to pick a game for, and this is with me having the assumption that we don't make any more moves to the roster. So if Vince Williams is out there, I think this is a great game for Vince because they have a running back. They want to run the ball. What does Vince Williams specialize in? He specializes in run defense. Mm-hmm. So that's a win right there. And then when you do want to spread out Saquon Barkley, well, now Devin Bush can take over and do what he does in terms of a coverage aspect. So I think in that regard, I love that matchup a lot.
No, I do too. Man, maybe Ben 230, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Just a nice warm-up game.
Not CML. I got you.
What?
Not CML style.
I threw 2 touchdowns last game, no picks.
And side note, I like how you worded it too in your little argument about who you should have out there. 8 picks in the past 4 games. You didn't put what he has for the season. I like that. You control the narrative, baby. Okay.
Yeah, real quick, I guess we've talked about this Corona Madden League, and there's been Ben hasn't been playing the best. And
how many interceptions has this man thrown?
I haven't checked for the season. I just checked the wins, dude. Yeah. I checked the wins.
Oh, now you just check the wins. Okay.
I really focus on the wins.
Okay.
And we've been
Jameis Winston like.
We've been on top of the AFC North with Ben at the helm. That's all I'm saying.
It's been a struggle due to the amount of turnovers that he's had personally.
Right.
He's probably close to 20 interceptions right now.
I want to say 18, probably 17 or 18.
Yeah. Just to put it in context.
But we're winning. And
in spite of.
We've talked about quarterback controversy because there was a 5-pick game the last 2 games ago. So there was this whole thing, is there going to be quarterback controversy? He came back next game, played pretty well, got the win.
No. He didn't get the win.
The team got the win.
The team got the win. Got the win. You're thinking about the Browns game. I'm thinking about this past game.
Yeah, and then, so...
Because he still had to pick that last game versus the Browns.
Right, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. The controversy died down a little bit, and then all of a sudden this game, he's playing well. 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. We're up 17-0. He gets hurt. Bradshaw came in and threw for...
He lit it up. He lit it. You look at the numbers... He lit it up. Gosh.
I don't know what Madden did to his player profile or his player mold, but he looked like he had a cannon on it. I don't know what happened there.
He looked awesome.
So I put out to the world just to give an update on what's going on for those that didn't get to tune in live. That this happened, and here's what's going on. Dude.
And I'm gonna
stay with 7.
I'm gonna feed you some favorable stats.
Hashtag is it time for Terry? And right now it was really leaning towards Ben in the comments.
This was with your very tailored statement in terms of Ben's stats.
A PR statement.
8 picks in the last 4 games.
Yep. It's true. That's a true fact.
Well, you just put
I should have added maybe that 5th game. Maybe he had no picks in that 5th game.
You should just put, this is what he's had over the past 2 games. 1 interception past 2 games. You could have done that out there.
I wanted to be fair.
You wanted to be fair? That's why you put the full season stats up there.
Because I said the full season we've been winning.
No.
So I really have a dilemma here because I want to start Ben every time, but I want this to be about the fans. I don't want to be.
Even though there's one fan that is still getting on you every time you post that vid, boy. And L. Bell is that running back.
Well, Bell went off last game, so he can shut up.
Nah, he don't want to hear that.
Bell went off. He had a big game. So I think I am gonna post it to my story because we'll get hard data maybe this weekend.
Are you gonna put full season stats for both of them then?
I think I'm gonna say refer to my last post. Click time for Terry or stay with 7.
That's too much work. Just put Big Ben touchdowns picks. Bradshaw touchdowns picks. Who should start next week?
Come on, man.
That's just not.
I don't think that really paints the full picture.
It does.
I need to put wins, losses for the team with Ben at the helm.
Because a lot of the wins have been in spite of those 5 picks. A couple other games we had multiple picks. The team has found ways to win in spite of that. That's tough to do.
We talked about this with Duck and Mason though. Once you go to them, you can't go back.
Yes, you can.
I mean, this is a video game, so it is different.
We did.
Well, Mason got hurt.
Game.
Mason got hurt.
But if he wouldn't have got hurt, they would have stayed with him.
No.
Yes. Think about that.
I do remember. I mean, that's how bad Duck was. Yes, I do remember that.
Well, it got to that, but for those 4 games though, everybody was down. It was duck, quack, quack, quack. Hey,
I remember that.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
So I think I'm gonna leave it to a vote.
Just make sure you put out.
I don't want
full
to
season stats. Man.
I don't want to
go full season stats. Bro.
I don't know if I can.
You can. It's enough room on IG. I've seen it, especially when you do the polls on the story. Absolutely.
I don't know if I can.
You can do it, man. You can get creative.
I'll get creative. Yeah. I don't know if I'll put the full stats.
Nah, man, put the full stats, bro. Yeah.
I'll put a picture with Ben holding up the Super Bowl trophy and Bradshaw maybe
4 with MVPs.
What? Nah. Just the Super Bowl trophy, and then Bradshaw, maybe his picture will be like him down and out on the bench, like in his last year.
You're funny, bro. You're funny.
All right, so Broncos Week 2.
Yep.
Okay. This is like I said, I have them in one of my batches of like a toss-up game. So I'll put that. I'm not gonna say if we're gonna win or lose here.
I think we're winning this, man. It's the home opener Heinz Field home opener. Excuse me.
Lock, little unexperienced.
Yeah, man. You know Heinz Field. Any opening game at Heinz is nasty. You know that. You had a chance to experience it last year, man. We were out there with the Seahawks game.
Yeah, an injury happened.
Yeah, Ben doesn't get hurt, man. It was about to be business as usual. Chalk up another win, man. So that's how I feel about it, man. I see the Broncos not having enough, man. So no toss up. Steelers win.
Texans. I have them in my batch too here of just like toss up. So I have gimme batch, and then for the AFC North, I'll have like a split. I'll just put the AFC North teams in the batch too.
Gotcha. So when I look at the Texans, I said Deshaun Watson. He could ball. I respect him. He could ball. But they don't have DeAndre Hopkins. And I'm still upset because I was a part of that game where he pushed my man Joe, which would have been offensive pass interference. Then he caught the touchdown in the end zone. I think it was Christmas
at the end
Day.
of the game.
No. In the end zone. It would have probably been second or third quarter. They showed on every DeAndre Hopkins highlight now.
And he's laying in the No. That was the incompletion.
Right. This is the one where he literally pushes Joe down.
I can't remember.
Jumps up and catches it. It reminded me of AB what he did to the dude from Green Bay. Make me mad. I'm like, yo, this is grimy right here. Like, this is offense pass interference, clearly. But they always show in the highlights. So ever since then, I'm like, I don't want to hear it. And I understand it's going to be the whole Watt family reunion. But because the game's in Pittsburgh, I don't expect JJ Watt to do diddly poo. So with that being the case, man, chalk it up another win.
Okay.
And Bill O'Brien point shaving, man. He trying to get rid of the scene. He don't
Titans at week 4, that's a gimme.
Yeah, man. Titans, especially on the road. Listen, man, Derrick Henry can run the ball, but the Steelers defense is built for him, man. You talk about Vince Williams. I think that's one of Vince's big games there. From a quarterback standpoint, I think they're able to force some turnovers. And besides, man, the last time I was in Tennessee for a Steelers and Titans game, we went to work. That was the game LeGarrette had walked out and everything got kind of crazy. But it was a lot of fun, though.
That was at Tennessee?
Yes, it was. Mm-hmm.
That was that late in the season.
Yeah. It was.
That was the Bell like 200-yard game, right?
Yeah.
Man,
Primetime Monday night.
I thought Blunt left earlier, but
okay. That game, I definitely remember that because after the game in that locker room, crazy.
It was tense.
Crazy. Whew. I'm not sure.
I was gonna say I'm not about to share. I'm not gonna put you in that spot.
Not happening, bro. But it was just it was a sight to see from all parties involved.
Eagles, week 5. They are in my batch of. So I'll list the batch when we're done with all this. But yeah, Eagles are in it.
Now the reason I think the Steelers beat the Eagles, first off, they owe them some get back for it had been 5 years ago now when Steelers went to the Eagles and got waxed. Carson Wentz, Darren Sproles, all those guys really got after us. So with that being the case, man, I think that they get after Wentz in this regard, man. Absolutely. I think my dog Jay Wow, I think he gonna ball out. He's definitely gonna take advantage of one of our offensive linemen, potentially one of the new starters. Just throwing that out there, I think he's gonna have some success in that regard. But ultimately, I don't think the Eagles have enough to hang with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay.
And I think that's a big game for James Conner. I think he goes off that game.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, James Conner go off. Yeah.
Interesting to have that much foresight.
Yeah, it just feels right. I feel like that's one of his oh man, James is about to hit steam.
The first 4 games he's gonna be so.
Yeah, and he'll have good stats. He might. I think
60 yards and a touchdown.
I think the
30-yard reception.
I think the Texans game would be a 100-yard game for James.
But week 5 is going to be really...
That's going to be the one where he comes out, 120, one on the ground, one receiving, one of those games.
Okay. Browns, week 6. Now, I have that. I have both Browns games. I'm going to say gimmies for both, but I think the week 6 one's going to be a little closer. I'm gonna start sounding like you a little bit here, but I have a little bit of a prediction for this week 6 game. It's going to be a shootout. I think it's going to be a shootout.
Shootout.
I do. I think
our defense doesn't play in shootouts. Our defense shuts people down.
I know, but this one's going to be a weird one. It's going to be one of those weird ones that 5 years down the road we're going to look back, kind of like that Steelers-Packers game, like that shootout. It's going to be one of those weird ones. Steelers-Colts at Heinz Field. It's just got that feel to me, at least.
Okay. I look at it like this is going to be a blowout. This is one of those who's your daddy, Ben's your daddy. And they got away last year, obviously.
Not having to play their daddy.
They got away not having to play Ben last year, and that kind of benefited them. But I think this go around, 7 comes back, and this is bearded 7 now. And he's letting them know, because even if he cuts at the beginning of the season, he
week
throws
6,
it back out.
It's gonna be there's gonna be something there.
It's gonna have something.
Okay.
And he's gonna be like, "Hey man, you remember me?"
October, I like that. I like that time period for us.
He's gonna say, "You remember me, right?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I heard about you. Yeah. Well, Daddy's back, and it's time for Daddy to take what's rightfully his." And then you see Baker over there, sad. Myles Garrett, he always said, "I want to sack Big Ben." Ben's gonna look at him and say, "I'm not Mason. You're not gonna just touch me like that." And then from there, Pouncey's back out there. Remember, Pouncey didn't get a chance to get any of that get back last time either. I expect Pouncey to get a 15-yard. He gonna blast somebody. I'm just throwing it out there. Okay. And I think this is a game for Juju. I think Juju goes off in this game right here, man.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, Heinz Philly jumping in the crowd's gonna be nuts.
Okay, so Ravens here, Sunday, October 25th.
On the road. We're on the road, that one.
Yeah, on the road. So I'm just going to say with Baltimore, I got that as a split.
Okay.
So week 7 and 12. So we win or lose one of those games, depending on what happens with the other one.
See, I got this one as a win right here. I think on the road in Baltimore is definitely going to be a tough game. Mm-hmm. Hard for it. I think
low scoring.
It's always tight with them.
Okay.
I'm trying to think throughout my career.
You're thinking like a 14,
it was
13
probably only
win?
2 high scoring games that we played them. Everything else was always tight like that.
Yeah.
But I think this is a game where I definitely think Lamar has some success doing what he does in terms of making some guys miss some open field plays and things like that. Obviously, Ben's going to definitely take some shots, but we're going to get a chance to see how Ben responds to really getting banged up in the game. This is one of those old school games. Okay. But I got Boz hitting the game winner, 53-yarder. 53-yarder.
And then points Tucker, to Tuck. Boss.
Yeah, he points to Tuck as he walk off. Yeah, gotta point to Tucker. Yep. So I got that, man.
Bye week.
We need the bye week because right now
we're banged up.
Ben is banged up. Ben barely finished it because he got. I'm telling you that Ravens game. The way that defense is, they gonna thump him up. All right, they thumping him. So for him,
nothing bad though. Just
no. You got to think he's going Philly, Cleveland, Baltimore. Okay. You know what I mean? So he's gonna have. All right, man. I'm sore. I need this rest period. He's not missing time, but I need this rest period.
Okay,
and he's gonna get that. Also, I think that this is gonna be key for. Some other people, gonna need some time to heal some of their wounds. They're not injured, but they're hurting.
Who?
Just some guys. You know how it is, man. I don't really want to name names in that regard. All right.
Okay.
So the bye week is huge.
We're just trying to stay positive here.
Yeah. Okay. Now they come back in a big way. They on the road in Dallas. 425 Jerry's World.
Yep. That's
But they're not playing against Dak.
What?
They're playing against Dalton.
At that point, you're predicting that.
It might be injury that happens.
I'm not predicting that in mine. I got them in my batch.
See, I got Dalton as the quarterback there.
Wow.
Man. Yeah.
And we own Dalton. So.
Absolutely. And I think it's one of them old school, like,
wow. He's going to think he's in a Bengals uniform.
He's seeing ghosts. It's going to be bad for the man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Then the next week is the Bengals.
Oh, wait a minute though.
What?
Minka scores a touchdown in this game too.
How fumble
six.
Okay.
I lie.
Long one like the Colts?
Like the Colts game. Yes.
Colts one.
But because he's in Dallas, he does the Dion.
No, he's not going to do that.
Gonna do it,
he's not going to do that.
Watch.
He's not that type of guy. He wouldn't bring that type of attention on himself.
Watch.
You think?
It's when you're doing it in Dallas, it's okay. It's acceptable.
I don't know.
It is. It's kind of like when everybody played Cam Newton for a while, everybody was doing this, or everybody was dabbing. It was acceptable because it was against Cam. Or when you're playing against Tebow, it was okay to do the knee thing.
The Dallas allure is by the wayside, though, compared to when Dion and Irvin and Aikman was there.
Everybody knows when you high step, you were paying homage to Dion Cowboys. Everyone knows that. That's how it is. And Minka gets the call from Primetime after the game.
Okay. I'm good with that.
Absolutely.
I'm good with that. And then...
now we got the Bengals,
week 10. I got both Bengals as a gimme, so those are gimme wins.
I think they have Joe Burrow seeing everything. He's just anytime rookie quarterbacks play against Steelers, they have they struggle, and I think that this is one of the ones where the guys get out there. And I think that Bud and TJ put a big time hurting on Joe Burrow. Yep. He doesn't get hurt in the game, but I think
doesn't get knocked out.
But you know what I'm saying? Like
gets benched maybe fourth quarter.
Not because of play, but to save him. Like
just to protect him.
You're getting hurt. Like you're getting hit too much. And we've seen that. Even with Dalton before they've done that. They're like, hey Dalton, you get out of here. They put Jason Campbell in there when he was out there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Jaguars. Week 11. This is a gimme. This is a gimme for me.
Yeah. I like this one right here, man.
I think it's gonna be Pittsburgh South.
Oh, it always is, man. It always is. They'll be swimming in the pool in the stadium, swinging the terrible towels. Doug Marone will be over there really upset. Leonard Fournette is going to tell Coach Tom at the end of the game, come get me. That's what he's going to tell him. Yep.
It's going to be too late then.
Yeah, but
I think the trade deadline, unless he's talking about next year.
He's talking about free agency. He's talking about free agency. That's what I think.
We're not trying to pay him like that.
No. He might take a discount because he respects Coach Tom in that regard. I'm just throwing it out there. All right. So that's how I think that goes. All right. Now, this is my favorite one right here.
I said split here. Yeah. So one of these. Yeah. One of these games.
Thanksgiving Day, Baltimore Ravens, prime time at home. We don't lose those games at all. The only thing that would make
we did though. Not at home, but the one on the road.
It's at home.
Okay, we haven't had one at home yet, though.
I'm talking home. When I think of
that's why we haven't lost because we haven't had one. When I say
Thanksgiving, I throw Thanksgiving and Christmas in there together because we've had both of those at home when I was playing there. In terms of Christmas, we had Christmas at home. Thanksgiving on the road. We had Colts on Thanksgiving, and where else we played? Detroit. But they both feel like home games for us, so we ain't worried about that. But either way,
you're right though. We haven't lost a Thanksgiving night one at home. We haven't had one. So.
Yeah. So either way, man, when I look at that one, that's classic Pittsburgh Ravens vibe. They're gonna keep showing the Coach Tomlin standing on the field, jumping off the way. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna show that highlight so much. We're gonna hate it.
Oh, they definitely are gonna show that. And about that game too, we actually did kind of win that. Because of the whole Bell helmet scandal.
Kinda?
Yeah, we got screwed, is what I'm saying. We did technically lose, but we got screwed.
We lost, right?
We got screwed. The whole Le'Veon Bell helmet debacle of them taking back the touchdown.
It was a loss, right? I remember that, but that was the rule. You can't do it without no helmet on.
Yeah, but there's an intent for the rule, and there's the rule. Like the intent of the rule was something else. I can't really remember it.
I thought
it's kind of like the Jesse James touchdown thing.
No, but I thought the whole helmet thing was like if your helmet came off, like they would stop. The play stops immediately.
Yeah, and his helmet was coming off as he was making the move for the touchdown.
Yeah, but the helmet was already off. As soon as the helmet would come off, like it has to stop right then.
Yeah, but that's the rule was trying to protect the players.
Yeah, because
that was still
the guy that got banged up. Like the dude, his helmet kept running.
Like Jason Witten.
Yeah,
correct. That's a different scenario than this Le'Veon Bell situation. The helmet came off as he was going down and for the end zone.
But was the ball across the plane when the helmet came off?
The law of the rule or the reason for the rule is that Jason Witten situation,
right?
Whereas this was bang bang play as he's making the move for the touchdown.
But the helmet was coming off though.
Yeah, but it doesn't make sense.
Because see, the way I was interpreting the rule was as soon as the helmet leg is coming off, the play is dead right then, right now.
Which is, like I said, which in that situation was dumb. It didn't.
Is it dumb because
it didn't match? Yeah, it is, but it didn't match the true intent of the rule. Kind of like the Jesse James touchdown thing.
I don't see them as the same though.
Like you can abide by the law, but it's not saying the law and the deeper intent is being obeyed.
I think, man, they're doing it to protect you though. Because wasn't that the same?
But there was nothing about
the same game where Le'Veon did get knocked out. No, that was the year before. No, that was the same year. It was his rookie year, right?
That was his rookie year.
Yeah, versus the Ravens also.
I don't think he got knocked out.
I thought he got knocked out one of those games.
The helmet came off. I know that.
I gotta check, man. I could have sworn he got knocked out one of those games.
But no, them saying that the play stops right there doesn't help his safety at all. The safety
it does though in theory because it keeps people from killing him, man.
No, but that play was so bang bang, it didn't matter.
Either way, it happened.
Because I think the law of the rule or the reason for the rule is that Jason Witten scenario. The helmet comes off and you're still going. No, the play's done here. The helmet came off as he was diving in.
This is the thing, man. If you start making an exception for the rule in this situation, whereas that situation, then it gets too much. It's too much to think about.
There's just there's a common sense element to it.
And the reason why people don't like the common sense because when we talk pass interference plays or some of these gray area more, hey, what do you feel about that play or I feel about it? People don't like that. They want it black and white with the rules. So that's why the rules, man.
Someone has come up with this theory that you just go to a bar with a bunch of dudes or people that are watching the game and had a few beers in them, and you just show, hey, is that a touchdown? Whatever the majority is, that's what it is. That's the common sense law.
Okay. Now, where's this bar at? Because I'm sure if it was, Steelers versus the Patriots, for example, and it was a Patriot bar they went to, y'all, hey, man, people hate it.
We don't have a perfect world. That's why that will never happen.
Yeah.
We don't have a perfect world. But that is... Whenever you're judging if a play should stand or not stand, that's what the basis should be, though. That's what these officials in New York should be using as their basis.
I think we can agree to disagree.
If I'm in a bar and I have a few beers in me, what am I saying this is a touchdown or not?
We
just
can
by
agree
looking
to disagree.
at it, common sense.
Because, at the same time, common sense, a lot of people, when they have beer in their system, they don't have the best common sense.
Take away the beer. That was just for the aesthetic of like I'm out and about and this and that. You can take the beer out of it. It's just you're laying on your couch and you're watching the game.
But not everybody has the same type of common sense. Let's be real about it, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But
we know this, man. And not everybody is logical. Not everybody is fair either. They might be biased.
Well, the people in New York should start considering this lens. That's all.
Okay.
Use what you're doing right now, but then consider, am I using this common sense? Be objective.
As long as it's in favor of the Steelers, correct?
Not all the time. I'll call it whenever we get good plays and good calls on us that weren't good plays or good calls. Okay.
Even if that meant we would lose a game?
Huh?
Even if that meant we would lose a game?
Yeah, I think so. I mean...
I wouldn't do it.
I will honestly say we got one there. Like we got lucky there.
You wouldn't say, "Hey man, we should forfeit that win, though, huh?"
Huh? No.
All right then.
Definitely not. The other team had 4 quarters.
So that's my response to that whole Le'Veon Bell play. Yeah, man. What happened to all the other quarters? All right. So either way, though, man, I got the Steelers winning that, man, on Thursday night.
Okay. Redskins. This is a gimme. Week 13.
Versus the number 2 overall pick in the draft, and Chase Young. That's gonna be a fun one.
He's got no juice for us here. He's got nothing. That's a gimme.
I personally think that he gets 2 sacks this game. I think I think he goes off. But either way, man, I think
get the win.
Yeah, because quarterback play, I think it comes down to that. And by now, Ben is hitting full.
We don't even know who
ahead.
their quarterback's going to be.
Well, I think it'd be Haskins.
Yeah.
I'm going Haskins. But then again, it might not be just because the offseason is jacked up right now. So it could potentially.
Well, he's definitely going to be starting.
No. They said that Rivera said that it could come down to that he would go Collins just because of the familiarity.
What? Oh my goodness.
Bro, you're trying to implement an offense with a guy who's never played in the scheme before. And you're not getting a chance to do on-field reps versus a guy who played in your scheme in multiple games.
Okay, but
like it's
you want to find out what you have with Haskins, though.
Yeah, but how are you going to find out if he doesn't know what he's doing?
It just seems like another year lost because they're not winning with Cal out anyway. They're not.
And they had success in Carolina.
They're not doing no matter who they have at quarterback.
Success with Cal in Carolina.
My point is they're going to come into next year's draft not knowing about their quarterback situation.
No, they know they got Dwayne Haskins. They hopefully have
If they
Alex
got
Smith
the-
back by then as well.
Oh, man, I don't know, but you think.
You seen the videos? He's running around throwing, working out.
I haven't seen the videos. I've
man.
heard things about him where...
Listen, if Ben could come back just like that, man, I think Alex Smith could do the same thing.
Dude, but his situation was way more dire. People
What do you mean?
People were talking about him dying or
No, it's because the infection in the hospital.
having to amputate his leg.
Because he got infected in the hospital.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it was no different than what happened to, you think with Pouncey, right? We had this surgery, remember? And they talked about how he missed a little bit more time because like the infection and stuff. Like anytime you're in the hospital after surgery, you run the risk for infection.
Yeah.
It was because of that, not because of the actual injury.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they said
I'm
like,
just hearing things secondhand.
You got, man, you say you watch all these documentaries. ESPN been doing their
I'm not watching. I'm not watching an
man.
Alex Smith.
It was kind of
documentary.
gory though. It was kind of nasty. Like,
I'm not
it was all,
watching.
like pussy and green and black and just,
I'm not watching an Alex Smith documentary. Disc.
yeah, man. But that was the thing they said. He said it just got infected. Like he said he was recovering fine, doing his rehab, and they started checking like his blood pressure or something like that, and it was like crazy. And I was like, what the heck? And then from there, they ended up having like an emergency like surgery to clean out the bacteria and everything like that. So yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, man. But either way, man, that's a dub for us, man. So I like that.
Here we go. A little conflict of interest here. I actually, you know what? I got this one in my batch just for...
What? You said the Steelers was going to win last year with Duck at quarterback. Now you got Benny. You said this is one of your batch?
This is just in the batch of like, all right. Wow. Are we going to split these games in the batch? Like we lose 2 or 3 of these games. It's just a hypothetical. Trust me, when game time comes, we'll see how the season's playing out. But I'll have some stuff for Buffalo because, yeah.
I'm not worried about it, man. I think this is one where the Steelers, they go up there and handle business. I think that this is a game that the Bills, they're hot right now. They're coming in getting some wins. They strung a couple of wins in a row. I think they're just coming off of a Patriots win as well coming into this game. So they're feeling themselves. They're feeling good.
A little too much.
Hosting the Steelers. And they kind of sleep on the Steelers. They're like, you know what, man? I don't really know about this Steelers team, man.
Even though we're 13 and out at this point.
Well, I mean, because this is the thing in the NFL. Like, even some of the teams you'll play against that have had a ton of success, that have, like, winning records, you still can watch tape and say, man, well, they are winning because of this or because that happened.
They're not that good.
Right. You know what I mean? And you have definitely been one of the guys who said that a lot.
Right.
Yeah, so you know this feeling a lot then. So
True.
I think the Bills look at the Steelers game and then fan base wise, Bills Mafia is talking down on Steeler Nation. Man, we do this. We took over y'all stadium last year. We're gonna do this. Like we are Bills Mafia. We tailgate y'all. Don't do this and that. And a whole like just crazy thing goes.
Some riots, man.
We're right in the middle of it all, man. I feel like I'm President Trump at the Army Navy game. Like I'm just walking right in the middle. Hey guys.
Yeah, you're right in the middle, man.
You know what I mean? First half, I'm sitting with this. Second half, I'm over here. Like,
don't do that.
Doing that. I'm talking. I'm kissing babies. I'm shaking hands. And you're right there with me. You're like, you know what I mean? Yeah,
I got my Ben jersey.
Yeah, you're my guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ben jersey with a Bills hat. It's all good.
No, I can't do that. Come on.
So we're just going around, you know what I mean, doing the politic thing and stuff like that. You got some wings in your hand because it is Buffalo.
I don't know about wings. That's tough for a game. Especially it's going to be cold. It's going to be sloppy.
Listen, man, we're not worried about that.
I need a sandwich.
No, we're not worried about that.
I need a buffalo chicken sandwich.
But either way, man, we're doing the thing, all right? And I think Ben is pissed. Ben is saying, hey, man, y'all, Ben is like, yo, you beat up my little brother when I wasn't here last year.
Okay.
You smoked my cousin in front of me.
I think Duck did that to himself. But
he said, you did that to my cousin right when I wasn't here. Now you got to deal with me.
Yeah.
And then Ben comes out there and he does what he does with the sleeve on, too. He got,
sleeve.
Yeah, sleeve, man. You know sleeve, man.
Both arms, though.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. It's cool. I mean, he might have a sleeve early in the season, just the one sleeve.
Right. He does the one sleeve, but then he also has, like, the sleeves.
Both sleeve when it gets colder.
Gloves on.
Maybe gloves, too.
Gloves, yeah.
Right?
It's definitely going to be a glove game. Trust me. Buffalo in December is a glove game.
Yeah.
We're going to be freezing.
We need visor Ben, too. I mean, that happened one time, like for a stretch. I think that's because his nose got broken, though, so there's no reason for that.
Yeah, we don't want that again.
Why not?
Because that means his nose is broken. You want
no. We just need. But he balled out still, though. He balled out with the visor.
I don't want. If it means it's because he hurt, I don't want that.
No, it's just for aesthetics. It's just bring the visor back.
Yeah, but I think this is the game that we talk shootouts.
Really?
I think early on you kind of get that back and forth vibe, right? Going into halftime, both teams are in the 20
Dude,
range,
I'm
right?
imagining this right now. Like, I'm so pumped right.
Yeah.
So I'm imagining snow.
Right. Oh, absolutely. It's definitely snow. It's definitely snow.
Man.
Both teams
I'm
are
getting amped.
Both teams, it's probably 24-21 Buffalo at the half. And we're like, whoa, this is crazy. But Bills fans are going nuts. Okay, absolute nuts. It's prime time. They're in every time they scored, they ran to the camera. Yo, let's go Buffalo. They're going crazy, right? And then we over here like, dang. Yo,
This is Dolphins game, kind of.
Yeah.
They score early, but then okay.
I think they score on defense early.
Defense.
Just, you know how their defense is. We talked about
a fumble, huh?
I'm not even gonna go into how they scored. They just scored defense early. All right, so we feel some type of way. Okay, but then in the second half, we go out there and handle business. End up winning by
Broncos
2 scores.
Vibe.
Yeah,
Broncos vibe. What do you say? Unanswered points.
Correct.
Bunch of them.
Yeah. Because that Broncos gun, it was what 28 to what was it 21-3, 21-7, or 28-7 going into halftime.
It ended up being 28-21.
Yeah,
I think at the end.
Yeah. Crazy game.
That sounds awesome. You got me hyped.
So that's how that goes, man.
Okay.
So
week 15 versus the Bengals.
Prime time.
Is it? Yeah, Monday night.
15, man.
I have Bengals as gimme game, so I have that as a win.
So I think this one is going to be interesting in the sense that Joe Burrow is going to play a lot better this time around than the first time. I think Mixon is showing, hey man, he's trying to compete for the rushing title. Okay,
trying to get a contract.
Absolutely. So he's definitely motivated. He's having some success. But in the end, I still think that the moment is too big for Joe Burrow in terms of just the amount of
late game
pressure. Yeah,
he doesn't have the it factor.
No, he has the it factor, but it's just different when you're doing it against the Steelers versus what you did in college. And you have to think he was very successful with his team. They had a ton of wins in college, so it's easier to play in those bigger moments when you're on a stacked team like we talked about.
He's not afraid of the moment. Right. Just can't really get it done.
Right. He just doesn't have enough. Yeah. I think by now, man, AJ Green is a little disgruntled. You know, he's a little upset about it. And I think that starts to play into it a little bit as well. And then for us, man, we're sitting here like, yo, we're trying to clinch this number 1 overall seed by now.
Yeah.
So this is one of those games where it's like, yo, we got to really handle it.
Wait, is there another team that's in like competition for us? I mean, we'll be 14-0 at this point.
Yeah, man. I think between New Orleans, Kansas City, they're definitely in the mix hard.
Okay, so Kansas City might be 13-1 at this point.
Yeah, 13-1 or 12-2. I think New Orleans is in that same mix. So it's like we don't have.
New Orleans won't matter though.
Well, yeah, you're right. Excuse me. Yeah, but
just for pride purposes though.
But we want to be like the number 1.
The
like
top
we want to have the top. It's the difference between like we the 1 seed in the AFC versus we're the 1 seed.
Carolina Panthers that one year,
correct,
15-1. They were the best in the league.
Period. It just stood out like you
until they lost in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I mean, if you lose in Super Bowl, you lose in Super Bowl.
Right.
Yeah. I'd rather lose in Super Bowl than not make it.
Yeah.
We've had this conversation before.
Cam's losing situation is different than Matt Ryan, though.
They both lost in the Super Bowl.
Much different.
They both lost in the Super Bowl, man.
Like, I would take Cam Newton's loss over Matt Ryan.
See, that's funny because a lot of people say they'd rather take Matt Ryan's because they feel like Cam Newton's a softie and a coward for not diving for the ball.
Well, they're just wrong.
To each his own, man. But either way, this is one of those ones where, hey, we get the job done. It starts out a little fun, but at the end, still just too much for them. Knock them out.
Okay. Colts week 16. There's rumors of this getting flexed maybe already.
Yeah. I mean, Phillip Rivers is showing that he's found the fountain of youth. He has these guys that are out. They're sitting about 9 wins right now.
They're looking for that 6 or 7 seed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So they're in contention. They're in the mix.
And we're the top. We're trying to seal things up. Are we sitting starters here? No.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
We got to win this one, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I have the... I think I have the Colts as a gimme. I'll put them as the gimme. Yeah. And then...
even though I think this actually is one of those ones where, I mean, granted, it's in Pittsburgh, so it's a revenge element and everything like that. But I do think Phillip just...
I'm just not impressed by
I think it's one of those old school games where Phillip Rivers and Big Ben are dueling. And they're trying to show who is the guy for that class.
No.
And they're pointing, and you know Phillip is talking, dadgummit, you suck. I don't care. Me and my 20 kids are here at the game and we're going nuts at Heinz Field. It's our time. And they're going back and forth, just chapping. And Ben ends it though. Walk off.
Walk off.
No. I don't want to walk walk off. Yeah, we're gonna walk off.
10 seconds left, maybe.
He gets the ball. 4 minutes left in the game.
Okay.
No, that's too much time.
What are we down?
3 minutes left in the game. We're down 7.
Okay.
March up the field. He's surgical doing what Ben does.
Is Claypool getting some time here?
Yeah, Claypool's everything. But Ebron's the one eating him up.
Okay.
They have no answer for Ebron. In fact, he's going at Darius Leonard.
Okay.
Makes it that much more special. Okay.
Yeah.
So we score. Score with no time on the clock, but we got to go for 2 for the win because Tomlin is like, yo, we're not playing for the tie. We play to win the game. So fans are going nuts. Like, yo, what are we doing, man?
Ben's trying to quiet. Like, people are going crazy.
Because Ben is like, Ben tells him right now, soon score. And Coach T is like, let's do it. And the fans like, no, kick the field goal. Coach Tomlin, you're stupid. This sucks. You're crazy. Ben gets up there. He's in the shotgun. He snaps the ball. He does his little rollout thing. And he has the option where he can go front side with the pass or he could do a little pitch thing to Juju.
Oh.
Yeah, remember we seen him do it with Heath Mill a couple times. So he's running, fakes the pitch to Juju.
Okay.
Front pylon, dives, gets hit, flips in the end zone for the touchdown, gets up, for the 2-point conversion, gets up, points to God.
Yep, point. Yeah, you got to do the point.
Does the point, and then from there, man, everybody dog piles and mobs him in the end zone, walk off like that, bro.
Fans rush the field or no?
They're trying to, but the Yellow Jackets scared of that happening.
Yeah, because that's
no.
I don't think that's ever really happened.
Nah.
Unless back in the 70s.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen anymore.
It's not happening.
Okay.
Yeah. But people are going absolutely nuts. Nuts. But that is actually the coldest game in Pittsburgh, though, for the season. That's one of those like
colder than it's. I know the Buffalo one's at Buffalo, but is it even colder than Buffalo?
Yeah, but no snow though, so that's why it's cold. Like when it snows, it's not going to be as cold. Like this is like when you feel that breeze coming off
the field's like brown. It's like dead grass. Okay.
Yeah, and you're just like. But when he scores, and his 2-point conversion, diving into the end zone after the fake pitch to Juju, flips in it. Oh man, it's nuts.
Wow,
people go crazy, and that clinches the 1 seed overall.
Okay,
yeah, and Coach Tomlin's over there beating his chicken.
So I'm already
Coach Tomlin hits us with this one.
I'm already guessing what happens in week 17.
Mm-hmm.
We have everything clinched.
Mm-hmm.
The starters are benched.
Mm-hmm.
Not all the starters, but quarterback definitely.
Yeah.
So what's this then? Mason revenge game.
Mason, yes. Mason.
Browns,
the storyline is set up, and it's in Cleveland where it all started. It all started for him, man.
What's Cleveland doing?
Cleveland, they're 8-8 right now.
Is this for the 7th seed?
Yeah, they're 8-8. If they win.
There's a chance.
Excuse me. They're 8-7 right now.
Okay.
If they win, they go 9-7. They get in.
Okay.
They lose, it's over for them. All right. So they got everything to play for. Okay. Mason has finally got his opportunity to show and prove that Kevin Colbert and Mike Tomlin were correct in not bringing in anybody for him. Okay. And to start out the game, he starts out a little shaky. Throws a pick early. And fans are going, oh man, I knew he sucked. We should have signed Jameis. That's what we're hearing right now, right? We should have brought in Cam.
And Jameis maybe had a good run with the Saints.
Jameis
2 or 3 games.
He had 3 games where he balled out.
Okay,
3 games where he balled out. So
people are pissed.
Yeah, man, I knew we should have signed him. All right, so now though, after that first pick early in the game, now he starts going back to the little, short intermediate passes, lighten it up. People are like, yo, all right, man, but he's still not taking a shot deep. All right. So now in Cleveland, Cleveland's not being able to get pressure with their front 4. So now they're starting to blitz. Now, if you watch the tape, Mason versus the blitz, he's had some success. Okay. So now they're trying to blitz him and he's eating them alive. Bam, bam, dagger. You see Claypool, 60-yard touchdown. Juju, 70-yard touchdown. Deontay Johnson, he's the one, though. He's the one they have no answer for. Any other short intermediate pass he's catching, making guys miss, just looking beautiful out there. All right. Mason leads. No, it doesn't win in regulation though. Overtime style. Think Landry Jones.
Raiders.
No. Landry Jones versus the Browns. Last game of the season.
Oh, got you.
The one where Juju ran back the kickoff and everything. Yeah, think like that.
Wow.
Mason overtime. We want the ball. No, actually, no. Coach Thomas says, kick the ball. Kicks the ball. Okay.
Like the Ravens game.
Yeah. We get a stop. Then from there, Mason gets the ball. And it's good night, Irene. Mason leads us 80 yards down the field. Game-winning touchdown. Not even game-winning field goal. Game-winning touchdown.
It factor.
Yeah. And he takes his helmet off and he makes that face. He gives us that one. He gives that one. And everybody's pointing at Myles Garrett. And that's how the season, yeah. Just like that.
16-0. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, the way that you have it playing out, that would be incredible.
And that's just, I'm not really even being biased in this whole like thing. That's
just a feel thing. Yeah, too.
I just feel it. It's logical. I thought about it. I was weighing the pros and the cons, the different storylines, the narratives, and I just feel good about it, man. So I'm excited.
Dude, honestly, it was incredible going through some of these games and the pictures you were painting of the atmosphere. Like I was there. Like the Bills game, it's snowing, it's night, crazy. And the back and forth and the emotions. Like I was there, so
yeah, man.
I can speak for myself. I can speak for other people. Thank you for putting me there in this 16-0 season. 16-0, bro. Before it even happens. Yeah. So,
and that's after we go undefeated in the preseason.
I don't even know if I want to talk about my games now. I don't even know because it's such a buzzkill.
Hey, man. It's all good, bro.
Because it was 16-0 and the way you painted it. What's there to say now?
I mean, who are the four that you said we lose to?
No, I don't have a four.
You said you just have them in the mix, right?
This is what I'm saying. It's just batch. Like Broncos, Texans. I'll say the Ravens as a split, and then Cowboys I threw in there, and I'll throw Bills.
Okay.
All right, so say we split those games.
Titans not in there.
So 13 and 3. Oh hell no, they were gimme. It's a gimme right there. Okay. Hell no.
AFC Championship game too. Man.
So yeah, say we split those games, those mix of games. I mean, that's gonna be 13-3. You know, maybe 12-4 if we don't perform like that. That's all my thinking. I'm not gonna go by and predict every game, just because I don't exactly know. I mean, I don't have the fortune telling ability like you. I just don't. Man, that was incredible.
I can see it. I already know how the storylines play out, who is hot at the time, who's not, everything, man. Everything aligns perfectly for Mason to be the guy going into that Browns
week
game.
17. So yeah, you're gonna have everything there. You have everything. Absolutely. You have the Ben comeback. Yes. Ben MVP.
Yeah. It's going to come down to him versus Brady. I think they lean with Brady just because Brady has the new team.
Oh, man.
But I do think Bengals comeback player of the year, though. But it's a tight race between him and Stafford.
What about Gronk? People are throwing Gronk in the mix now, too.
For comeback player? Yeah, I didn't even think about him. So he still finds a way to beat those guys out because, you know, they love
people
quarterbacks.
People think it's more Brady than Gronk.
They love quarterbacks, but Brady's going to have one of them seasons where you're just like, we forgot what Brady looks like.
I tried telling people that last year, though.
And like Mike Evans looks like he's the best receiver in the league. The way he's getting the ball and doing what he does is scary. Like their offense looks scary.
Okay.
Yeah. And Bruce Arians over there with the Kango sideways like that. Yeah. So it's one of those.
I tried telling people last year. They just don't want to listen. But now I guess they'll have to listen. Yeah. So
that's how I see it happening, bro. I'm excited.
But I mean, him MVP. I'm already saying Ben for MVP. So that's just. I think I said that last year. I think I'm always going to say that. Yeah.
I just think it's going to be hard, man. I think that Mahomes is going to be in that race heavy as well. I think Breeze is in it heavy also.
Last year.
Yeah, but I think they go Brady.
Jameis came in for 3 games. Though.
I know, and that's the reason. and because Brady won the head-to-head.
Okay.
Versus Breeze.
Sweep.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Both times.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So I think with that.
Breeze makes the playoffs, though. They're like 11-5. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
What happens?
See, I didn't even go to that prediction.
What happens in the playoffs?
I didn't even get there.
Does Breeze have his revenge?
You know, hey. We'll get to that another day.
Wow, that was a lot of fun, dude.
Yeah, man.
Is there anything else we need to touch on?
No, man. I'm excited though, man. I think this is gonna be great, man. I'm ready to watch us get 16 wins, bro.
I'm excited too.
Yeah, man.
I'm just shocked at this role reversal here.
Who would have thought?
I want to keep the 15-1 thing going. I just want to say 15-1 every year, but that's gonna get old. I'm
going back to my playing days mentality, man. We don't anticipate losing to anybody.
Okay.
Period.
Wow.
Period.
You're trying to give that confidence off or give that mentality. Hopefully, like players are listening to us and like,
oh yeah, they do. We hip.
Yeah, like they'll hear what you're saying and get hyped, and it's just gonna.
They know when they
lead to that much more success.
You can just look in the man's eyes like, oh yeah, he didn't taste blood before. He tastes his own blood. He ready to do something. I can respect it. Can't lose like that.
Okay.
So that's the mindset we go. I didn't taste my own blood. And hey, I'm sure a lot of my fellow teammates and friends that are still on the team have tasted their own blood. They ready to go.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's gonna be a whole bunch of this. Coach T, baby.
It just seems like it's going to be a big party this whole year.
It is, absolutely. And everybody's out of the COVID situation, so it is
people
are just eating it up.
Just excited to be around each other.
It's going to be crazy, bro. Every day's going to like spring break. That's what every game's going to like, spring break. Nice.
That's good with me, dude. That is good with me.
No.
People drinking seltzers or no?
Anything. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Okay.
It doesn't matter. We don't judge.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was like going to be more of a throwback, like, we're screw these seltzers, and maybe the seltzers are the cause for the COVID.
Oh, wow.
Even though I drink them on occasion, man. I'll be honest.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Is that it?
Man, that was good, man.
Bro, that was good. Like your ability to take it. I'm so impressed.
Get the turbo towels ready, baby. That's like I take it. The turbo
I'm
towels
impressed
ready.
with how you painted that, dude. That was impressive. That was really good, dude.
I appreciate you, man. Like I said, I just tried to
storyteller.
I just try to speak from the heart, very logical, and not be biased. And that's what you get.
We appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying? So we appreciate all the viewers, appreciate all the listeners. Also, man, for the people on the podcast, man, you're going to get a treat. You get the Alex Highsmith interview.
Yeah.
We're going to let y'all hear that, man. It's been on YouTube. If you haven't checked it out, definitely go check it out. Arthur Moats, youtube.com/ArthurMoats55. But yeah, man, so you definitely enjoy the Alex Highsmith interview. It's dope. He was a fun dude to talk to, man.
Real dope.
Yeah, man, definitely enjoy that, man. So, appreciate everybody for tuning in. Until next time.
Peace.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am extremely excited about this next guest. I mean, this guy started out as a walk-on at the University of Charlotte. And then while he was down there, he just went ahead and broke every team record that they had. I'm talking the record for sacks in a game, sacks in a season, career sacks, tackles for loss in a game, and tackles for loss in a season. You name the record, this guy has it, man. He also went on to become the third player drafted from the University of Charlotte when he became the third-round pick of the Pittsburgh Steelers. So without further ado, Mr. Alex Highsmith. What's up, man?
What's up, Arthur? How you doing? Thanks for having me on.
Man, we appreciate you for coming on, man. So just tell us a little bit, man. What led you to even walk on at Charlotte University?
Yeah, so I kind of got a cool and unique story about how I got to Charlotte. So, coming out of high school, I didn't really have many offers. The only offers I had were a partial from Furman, private school, SCS school in South Carolina. And then Davidson was looking at me heavily, but they couldn't offer athletic scholarships. They could only offer academic scholarships. And I had a really good GPA coming out of high school. It's just my test scores didn't really match their criteria. So I know those two, probably wasn't gonna most likely go to. And I remember I went to Charlotte for the first time after a Davidson visit. I just, fell in love with the campus. This wasn't even a football visit. This was just me and my family. We were just driving on the campus and just fell in love with it. And so I was like, okay, this is a place that I want to try to go to. And knowing that they had a startup football program was pretty cool. And so, I'm from Wilmington, North Carolina, and I went to Ashley High School down by Carolina Beach. And our rival high school, it was Hoggard High School, and their head coach, his name was Scott Braswell, and he's everyone knows him in this town. He won state championship at Hoggard, coached a couple of NFL guys as well, and his son at the time, Scotty Braswell Jr., was a GA at Charlotte, and so knowing that that I wanted to go to Charlotte, Charlotte wasn't really looking at me, and so they invited me to like a prospect camp in the summer, but I didn't really get many looks. I talked to their coach. They said I was on their board, but they probably wasn't going to get a scholarship or anything like that. But so I reached out to Coach Braswell. Said, "Hey, is there any way you can pass my film on, to your son? Maybe they can get Coach Lambert and the staff to look at it." And so that's kind of what happened. Eventually, got my film to Scotty. And they gave it to Coach Lambert and the staff. They had me up on a couple unofficial visits to a spring practice, and then I came to the spring game in 2015, and still didn't know I was going to be on the team or not, but I knew I had a chance. And I remember how I knew I was going to be on the team. It was middle of June, 2015, summer before I went to college, and I got an email saying that my dorm's been switched, my room's been switched. So originally I was supposed to.
Okay.
Yeah. Originally I was supposed to room with some of my best friends from high school. And then it changed, so I saw it was the football dorm. So it's pretty cool. And I still didn't end up coming the first day of camp, or didn't come to camp. So I didn't make the initial 105 and ended up walking on the first day of school. And, just made the most of my opportunity. So that's kind of the story how I got to Charlotte.
That is crazy, man, especially when you look at what you were able to accomplish while you were there. to start from where you started, man, that's wow.
Now you were considered a 0-star recruit, right? And like you mentioned that most schools weren't really looking at you at all. Do you think that was justified at all? Like looking back, I mean, what would be your critique of you as a player? Or do you think people were just overlooking you for no reason?
Well, I mean, I think a couple of reasons played into that. The school we went to, we were not very good. Believe it or not, my school, we went 0-10 my senior year. So that wasn't a good look for me. Yeah,
that hurt. Oh God,
it's bad. But yeah, we weren't really we're probably like the worst team in the county at the time. We really always have been. And it was just that. I played middle backer in high school as well, so I didn't play edge till I got to college. And I still remember like I was like 6'1", but I was pretty skinny. I was like 200, 205. And so like I was fast, but I didn't really have like the size, I feel like, that a lot of guys had. And so that's kind of something that hurt me, but, felt like, my tape was pretty good, but, I feel like there's probably a couple of things that hurt me.
Man, it's funny you say that. I'm over here listening to you and I'm like, man, that reminds me of me when I was in high school. Literally, my first 3 years, we were 1-9, 2-8, 3-7. My last year, we thought we were great. We went 4-6. It was a miracle for us, man.
That's the best. That's the best I went. I went 4-6 my junior year, and we should have made the playoffs. So we had a lot of guys get injured, but that was the best record that I had in high school.
Yes,
4-6.
man. Yeah, and like you said, it does hurt when it comes to recruit because a lot of these coaches, they go to the winning programs, the teams that are either in the playoffs, competing for state championships. They want to get those players. So that definitely does play impact in that, man. But
it does.
Now that, man, now this follow-up question to that, it even, I guess, I'm even more curious about it now because you came from a very unsuccessful high school program. And when you were at Charlotte, y'all didn't win a lot there either. So mentally, like, how did you stay motivated through all of that?
Yeah. So just like you said, we didn't really win, a lot in my first few years there. First year we went 2-10. That was my redshirt year. And the next year, we really should have made a bowl game that year. That was Larry Ogunjobi's senior year. He's with the Browns now. We had a decent year that year, but for me, I'm no matter how the season is going, no matter what's going on, I'm still going to be do the best that I can every day to bring passion, energy, enthusiasm, positivity every single day. Unless, kind of something, I was talking to, Coach Tom and Mr. Colbert about in our first, interview that we had about a month ago. And I just, telling you, no matter, I'm going to be the same guy every day, no matter how the season's going, no matter win or losing, I'm going to bring the same passion, same energy, same enthusiasm every single day. And no matter what the score is on the scoreboard, I'm still going to play my heart out every single play. And that's just something, I've kind of prided myself on, just me being a walk-on as well. I've always had a different mentality than a lot of people, I like to call it a walk-on mentality that I have. So it just gives me an edge. And so that's kind of, I just stay motivated in that because, ultimately, I prayed, to be in the position to play college football. I prayed, for this opportunity to play in the NFL. So, how dare I not give it 100%? That's just, disrespectful, to God who's blessed me with the ability to play this game. And so I'm just, and that's the reason why I play, is because I play this game to honor and glorify God. So, because, he's blessed me with this game. So just, that's how I kind of stay motivated, just knowing that, I could, so many guys want to be in this position right now. So I got to give it all I got.
I like that, man. That's a great mindset. And trust me, man, if you stick with that mindset every day, man, you're going to have a very successful career, bro.
Appreciate it.
Now I hear your nickname is Thanos.
Uh-oh.
How did you get that nickname?
Yeah. So that's one of my nicknames. I go by Thanos and Smitty. Smitty's another one. But so I'm a huge Marvel fan. Probably one of the biggest you guys know.
Okay.
I went to see. I've seen all the movies in the MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe. I went to see Infinity War in theaters 5 times. Saw
that's big time.
Theaters. I remember I did this for both Infinity War and Endgame. What I did was I'm a movie guru as well. Like I love going to movies.
You talking to me over here? Let's go.
Yeah, I hope there's an AMC up in Pittsburgh.
Absolutely, man. You got options.
Be at it all the time. Because I have this movie pass where it's called the AMC A-list where I can go to watch 3 free movies a week. For like $20 a month, and I can watch them in the Dolby, IMAX theater, whatever theater I want to. And so what I would do is I would buy everybody's tickets, and then they pay me back after. So for Infinity War and Endgame, what I did was I bought like a whole row of tickets, and everybody just paid me back. And then also, those points that I bought tickets for got a credit to my account. So the more points I get, like the more free popcorn and stuff I get. So yeah,
I like it.
But why?
Well, yeah,
Go ahead.
Thanos is probably my. Even though he's a villain, he's probably my favorite character in the Marvel universe, just because he's just a savage. Like if you guys seen the movie, like he came in the first scene of Infinity War and knocked out the Hulk. Like who does that? Like, like if you can knock out the Hulk, like you're real. So, but he's my favorite character for sure.
Was this a self-proclaimed nickname?
Kind of. I mean, no, I didn't call myself that. I didn't call myself that.
Okay.
But like everyone else saw, I was everyone else saw, how much I like Thanos. Like my roommates literally got me a Thanos mask and an Infinity Gauntlet for my birthday that I wore on Halloween.
That's dope.
And so, I actually made an Instagram post about it. And so, they just kind of gave it to me. They were like Thanos, something like that. So
I like it.
It's a good nickname to have. Now, what would be your top 5 of those Marvel movies?
Top 5 Marvel movies?
Yeah.
I would say number 1, Infinity War.
There it is. Okay, I'm glad you said Infinity War first.
Yeah,
okay, we good. We good.
Infinity War first. Number 2, Endgame.
Okay.
Number 3, Thor Ragnarok. Absolutely love that movie.
Mm-hmm.
I love that one. Number 4, Civil War.
Okay.
And number 5, the First Avengers. The First Avengers is just a classic. That was the first time all the superheroes got together, and it's a classic.
I like your list. I can respect that. I was a little nervous at first. I said, okay, man.
I love Thor Ragnarok. That's a great movie.
Yeah, I'm about to say Ragnarok is dope. I said, I better hear Civil War up here and in one of these spots.
Gotta have Civil War.
Absolutely, man. I like that, man. I like that a lot. All right, so transition a little bit back to football, man. So at what point when you were playing at Charlotte University, did you start to feel like, hey, man, I'm good enough to be drafted?
Yeah. So, really for me, I've always had the mindset, that I'm going to make it to the NFL, coming in, and I always believed that I would. But, I think things really changed for me, the spring of my 2018 season, or like spring ball in 2018. Yeah. So, the year before that, my sophomore year, I lost a lot of weight, because early in the semester I got sick and pulled a hamstring, ended up losing like 20 pounds, ended up playing outside back at 235. And so, after that season, just one thing that changed for me, I'm an exercise science kinesiology major. So I know a lot about nutrition and how to eat right. And so that's something that changed for me off the field, is really to, just taking my nutrition to another level. And that's what helped me to just get my body right. I got up to like 245, 246 at a good weight and put on a lot of muscle. So, and we got a grill in our house as well. I live with,
okay.
I live with 6 other football players. And so we finally got a grill after 2 years of being in the house. And we're literally out there every day in the summer and spring, just grilling. So, that's really when things changed for me. And that's really that spring ball is when I earned a starting spot on the team. And, just a lot of my moves, that I've been practicing on were just starting to work and stuff like that. And so that's really, I think, when, and then be making all conference my junior year as well. That's really when I, thought the NFL was going to be a reality for me.
I like it.
Yeah. You mentioned some stuff there about how, you're focused and working hard. Was there probably a biggest sacrifice in your opinion that you had to make in this process?
That's pretty easy. So this is a strange fact about me. Growing up, my parents say this happened because they took away my pacifier too early, but I had an addiction to gummy bears.
Oh man, you're talking to me, man. God,
that is the best kind of candy.
They literally had to hide and ration the gummy bears from me. I would literally, I'd be wanting them so bad that I'd literally sneak into my parents' room and look for where they hid them. And so I would leave, the big bags you get at Sam's and Costco. Absolutely. I would eat one of those in like less than a week.
Yeah, you going to work? So, I like it.
and I would sleep with them too, so I'm surprised my teeth haven't fallen out. But anyways, but yeah, so that's really having to sacrifice those. I kind of put those away my sophomore year, and haven't gone back to them since. I'll eat some lifesavers I'll eat some lifesavers every here and now, but that's really what I think, one thing that I had to sacrifice.
Okay.
Man, you a good dude. I'm not gonna lie. I've been trying to sacrifice candy for my whole career. Still can't kick the habit. Even when I retired, I still can't kick the habit, man. Golly, more power to you. I'm gonna eat the candy for both of us. All right.
All right.
So, man, tell us a little bit about your draft story and what it felt like too, man. Once you got that call.
It was awesome. Just the whole draft process is just, it was so fun. Things, definitely weren't how we expected them to be, how I expected them to be, with the COVID, with this virus and everything like that. But, the first couple months I went out to Arizona, Exos out in Arizona.
Yeah.
I trained out there for 2 months, and that was it was so fun out there. Just strictly training, to do those drills at the combine and meeting a lot of guys going through the process. We still have a group chat where we text each other.
That's
so
tight.
Developing relationships out there, and developing relationships with all the coaches and nutritionists and therapists out there was awesome. And so that really helped me to have the combine performance that I had. And going into the combine, I felt like I came in there with just a mindset, that I belong. I know I'm from a smaller school, and know I'm here with a lot of SEC and big Power 5 guys from Power 5 school. But I remember Coach Healy, our head coach this past year, he saw me on the day I was working out, and he told me these 2 words. He said, "You belong." And that's just the mindset that I had going in there, and the mindset that I had going into my workout. Just it don't matter where you're from, really. If you can ball, you can ball. So
Talk to him.
that's just the mindset that I went to. And for people who still doubt me, because I'm from a small school, just turn on the tape when I played against Clemson and Tennessee and App State, my best games. Some of the best competition we played was my best games. So, that's really just just going into that with that mindset. And then that draft night it was so surreal. We were sitting. I was here at home with my family, my girlfriend, some of my friends. 10 people. Just abiding by the law. So
Abided by the law. I like it.
And we were sitting here, and it was pretty late, and it was pick 100. You got to pick 100, and we were still super tired. But the whole time we were looking at that pick 102 because I knew that the Steelers had interest in me. I really felt like my conversation with Coach Tomlin and Mr. Colbert went well. So we were just sitting there, and I didn't know they called that early. I thought it was just one pick before. And so we were all talking and all yelling. I don't know, we were yelling or something. But then my phone goes off, and it turns out actually I had the Avengers theme song as my ringtone. So all I hear is dun 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 dun, and it's a number from Cransbury Township, Pennsylvania, and my heart dropped, and so did my mom and dad. And I just got on the phone, and Coach Tom was Highsmith, what's up? I forgot exactly what he said. Highsmith, what's up? And I was like, this is the team that, I grew up diehard Panthers fan, so I always loved them. But, going throughout this process, this is the team that I wanted to go to. And I'm just so happy that, I'm part of an amazing organization now, and just such an amazing franchise, and just seeing, all the success that this franchise has had and this organization has had. I'm just excited to be a part of it, and I'm just excited to be part of Steel Nation. I can't wait to get to work. So I'm just so thankful.
I like that. Now, when you were at the combine, did you talk with Coach Tomlin and them there? Were they one of your the unofficial visits or some of your official visits?
Yeah. So I didn't talk. Thing is, I didn't talk to the Steelers until that first phone call, late March.
Wow.
I didn't even talk to them at the Shrine Bowl that I was at, and I didn't speak to them at the combine. So it's kind of I hope they talk to me soon, because I really want to go there. And then my agent said that they wanted to. I was going to come out for an official 30 visit if the COVID thing didn't happen. But so I had a FaceTime with them. But that's the first time I met with them, was on that FaceTime.
Nice. Okay. And now you talked about it a little bit here, man, but you're going to get an opportunity to join a very, very stacked defense, man, with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And you're going to get a chance to learn from TJ Watt and Bud Dupree, two of the best that are doing it in the league right now. So just talk about, man, what does that mean for you?
Oh, it means so much. I'm so glad that I'm going to a team where I can learn from so many great guys. Being able to learn from TJ Watt and Bud Dupree, I just can't wait. Both of them texted me, when I got drafted. So that was so exciting, to see them welcome me in. So I'm just going to be like a sponge, I'm just going to absorb everything I can. And, I'm going to probably ask too many questions, but, I just
can never ask enough questions.
I want to learn so much. And so I just, I want to be at the level they're at. And so I'm just going to, ask them, advice for my rookie year, how to, how they handle their rookie year, things like that. And just, just really dive deep into past with them, because that's what I love doing. I know they love doing it too. So I can't wait to get around those guys and around Cam Hayward and the rest of the D line. So I'm just so excited and there's no better team I can be a part of.
I like it, man.
Now, Alex, did you know that you shared a birthday with a Pittsburgh legend?
No,
for real. Oh, for real.
Seriously, yeah.
It's Crosby, and that's why he wears 87.
Really?
So August 7th. Yeah. That's serious.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, but
there's another legend that you share a birthday with. He trying to downplay it. Who's the other guy, Deke?
The other guy's me. So it's us three. We share this really nice birthday, August 7th. It's
awesome.
It's an epic day. I just wanted to share that with you. Just
awesome.
Give you something to think about,
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I'll make sure to wish you happy birthday from that day.
100%, bro. 100%. Yeah.
All right, so man, coming into this next season, man, obviously you'll be a rookie, man, but just talk about what are some of your goals that you have for this upcoming year?
For me, I just want to do whatever I can to help the team win. Whether that's special teams, defense. I'm just ready to come in and do whatever I can to help this team get their set of championships. So I'm just so excited. Can't wait for personally my goal. I want to be the best defensive rookie in the league. I'm not big into my own personal goals. For me, I'd much rather win a bunch of Super Bowls and be a Hall of Fame player. Now I'm going to strive as hard as I can to be a Hall of Fame player, but I'd rather be known as a guy who does it all for the team instead of someone who's just worried about himself and his own goals. So just like I said, just want to be the best I can be every day. Definitely want to be the best defensive rookie in the league. So and just do whatever I can, whether it's special teams or defense, to bring number 7 to Steel City.
I like that, man. Now you're talking to us over here. Now, before we let you go, man, the last thing I want to know for Steeler Nation, if you could tell them, man, what's the biggest thing they should be excited about for you next year?
Next year, just they're going to get someone who plays with passion, plays with juice. That's something that I feel like I bring to the table, and I know that whole D line does as well. So just to expect I want to tell Steel Nation that I'm going to add to that pass rush, and that I'm going to be in the backfield a lot as well. So I can't wait to get sacks for Steel Nation, and just to do whatever I can to help win that next championship. So just know that I'm gonna bring the juice and I'm gonna bring the energy every single day, every single game.
I like that, man. Man, Alex, it was a great time having you on, man. We definitely appreciate you. Wish you nothing but the best, man. Enjoy all the new Marvel movies that are coming out too when they do drop. All right.
Yep. Yes, sir. I
appreciate you again, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Zeke.
All right. Appreciate it, man.
Peace.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.